ridiculous that Covington is keeping. I'm bringing the hurt. I'm bringing the violence. I promise you that.
Let's go.
November 6th.
Trying to go live on Twitch, but can't figure that out, man.
I mean, these two are the best welterweights in the world.
What's up? Waiting for UFC 268 to start. Just chilling, playing Vanguard all day. Streaming on Twitch on the phone. It's starting soon. Let's get some snacks. Starting with a banger. See, you're gonna watch the show with us? Yeah, right here. There you go. Yeah, Caesar and Luke. Watching some UFC. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Sit down. Stay. Sit down. No, you can't have any, bro. Am I showing the fight? Nah, man. If you DM me on Instagram or something, I'll give you a link. No, I ain't showing it. I'm watching it, though. You watching me? It's just about to start, so you better find a link soon, bro. Lazy00 Luke on Instagram if you want the link. I'm showing the fight, bro. Give me a link, bro. Hit me up on Instagram. Lazy00 Luke. Bro. Gotta have these things prepared before the show, man. Bro, I'm not gonna give you a link right now. Hit me up on Instagram. It's illegal, brother. But I missed it though. Just literally like minutes before the first fight. Lazy00 Luke on Instagram. Just a man and his beagle. About to watch some UFC fights. Man, this new Call of Duty is blowing my mind. It's not the greatest game ever, but it's entertaining. Something fresh, something new. A ton of new maps. Patrol mode. I haven't even played zombies yet. I'm saving that. Insane. Game is nuts. Oh, so started.
A champion's quest is to get to the top, while a great champion's burden is to stay there.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
To become the standard of excellence for which the field aspires.
And that will do it! And still!
To create an ongoing sense of awe, of dominance, of numbers that tell an incredible story. 18 straight wins, the most consecutive victories in UFC welterweight history. Four title defenses.
Who got one? Guzman?
Never been taken down in his entire career. The #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and a growing list of contenders awaiting their second chance.
I'm coming around the track and I'm lapping these guys. This is just the next step in letting the world know that I am the most dangerous welterweight there's ever been.
Tonight, from the hallowed grounds of Madison Square Garden in New York City, the marquee blazes bright as an equal to the throne gets that chance once more. Ready to wreak havoc at the top of the welterweight ranks, to rewrite history in his own hand, and once and for all, even the score.
This rematch means more than life itself, and I wake up every single day with vengeance and revenge on my mind. November 6th, I'm getting what's mine. I'm getting revenge.
I've been told to get started today.
Yet vengeance isn't alone. It's in the fiery depths of a competitor's soul. It's the UFC's first ever Chinese champion who is coming to reclaim what's hers.
John Wesley has her down!
Through force of will and steely resolve. Only the title isn't in ordinary hands. It's in the heavy hands of a most extraordinary
That's
champion.
Rose, baby.
And not just in the hands, but in the feet. The attitude and the defiance. To take this throwaway title from her is to go to war with Thug Rose. First, it's a barn burner in the lightweight division, as an all-action berserker will be set loose in the Big Apple, and he is ready to lower the boom. The man standing in front of him doesn't just have equalizers in his hands, he has highlight reels, and he's ready to unleash them. The stage is set for the biggest card of the year. Live from Madison Square Garden in New York City, it's UFC 268, Guzman versus Covington 2, and it starts right now.
Dateline, New York, and man, does it feel good to say that! They all feel big, but this one particularly so. 4 years ago, inside these sacred walls, 3 UFC titles changed hands. Tonight, 2 title rematches, both with heat on them, and one way or another, more UFC history will be made at the Mecca. Live from Madison Square Garden in New York, this is UFC 268, Guzman versus Covington 2. Presented by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Closed captioning is available for tonight's telecast. You can also watch this live event in Spanish. And Tonight's UFC 268 pay-per-view broadcast is presented in high definition by Hudson Shipping Lines, shipping innovation. And with that, thank you so much for being with us for UFC 268. I'm John Anik. So Kamaru Guzman is the consensus #1 pound-for-pound fighter in mixed martial arts today. He has all the traits you would want in a world champion, but he also has some traits that are not prerequisites. This man has an insatiable appetite for fight. He loves not just to compete, but to fight. So tonight, after reconnecting with his roots in Nigeria, he will reconnect with his capable, foremost rival Colby Covington to see who, on this night, will emerge as the best in the world. With that, privilege welcoming my broadcast partners, Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier. I mean, I love some prelims, but here we go with the main card. I can't wait.
Here we go with the main card in the biggest arena in all of combat sports, the place, the house, Madison Square Garden, and a wild card.
It is a big fight field in New York City, baby, because this place is on fire. People are going crazy, and the fights have been tremendous, so we've got them all riled up. Now it's time for the main card to deliver.
All right, to that end, let us show you what happened in the previous meeting between Kamaru Guzman and Colby Covington. It was an absolute classic. Colby entered the #1 contender. Kamaru was the champion. It was December of 2019. UFC 245. Many folks had it 2-2 going into that fifth and final round. And in that fifth round, Kamaru Guzman was able to perhaps break Covington's jaw, but he got the TKO in the waning minutes of the fight. And Joe Rogan, you knew this rivalry was not going to end in 2019. Now Colby will have to deal with Usman in 2.0.
It's the fight. It has to happen. When you look at Kamaru Usman, when you're looking at a man who has been absolutely dominant his entire career inside the octagon, the one fight where he was tested was the fight with Colby Covington. Everyone else has gotten smashed. He takes them down. He brutalizes them. And what he did in the first fight is he closed the show when he had to. It was about even coming into the fifth. He did what champions do, and that's why he's Kamaru Usman.
But let me tell you something about Colby Covington. A lot of people act annoyed with Colby Covington, but one thing's universal. They all respect him for his fighting ability. This dude is an absolute hammer. He goes forward. He takes you down. He uses his cardio as one of his greatest weapons to wear you down and truly break you. Colby is in constant pursuit of your spirit when you're inside the octagon. This dude is 1A in the welterweight division, and he hopes to become a champion tonight by beating Guzman.
All right, so press conference on Thursday was intense, as is most anything when these two are in the same room. Megan O'Leary will not be long now before they lock that octagon door behind them.
Well, that is very true. We saw things go up a notch. We knew this was a heated rivalry, but things got visible at the press conference. Dana White knew better on Friday. We kept them separated by a great distance, and I spoke with both of them after this, and they were both in great spirits. They knew that after this fight in 2019, this inevitably would be a rematch. They would both see it. It has been in the back of their mind. They feel prepared to be victorious and ready for a 25-minute war.
All right, co-main event tonight is also a championship rematch. It features Doug Rose Namajunas in defense of her title, beginning defense in the second reign against the former champion Zhang Weili. Who will deliver tonight is brought to you by GoPro, the official on-demand delivery partner of UFC 268. Order anything in seconds and get it all delivered in minutes. Download tonight and see just how instant delivery can get. Joe Rogan, you've been here for Rose Namajunas' seminal moments. What makes her so special?
Everything. Her mind, the way she competes against the best of the best, she rises to the occasion. A great example of that is the Julian fight when she won the title with that beautiful left hook, took her down and smashed her. The way she beat Zhang Weili in their first fight. What's fascinating to me is rarely does a fight with such a definitive ending leave so many questions. And that's because that's how good Zhang Weili is. And that's how good Doug Rose is.
It's a credit to Zhang Weili. She had won 21 fights in a row. She lost her debut, went on a 21-fight win streak, became the UFC champion, looked as though she was going to rule the division for a long time. Rarely do you have someone feel like they get caught and they make wholesale changes. Zhang Weili has done that. She has teamed up with Henry Cejudo, a guy that wins at every level, and she is improving. When you talk about an A-plus athlete, that is Zhang Weili. She really feels tonight she's going to go through Rose Namajunas, become the champion, and look forward to a trilogy fight maybe down the line.
And Rose Namajunas was a little bit surprised that this fight came back around so quickly, but given the short nature of it, to Daniel's point, given that aforementioned 21-fight winning streak, we needed some closure, some finality. Perhaps we get it tonight between Rose Namajunas and Zhang Weili. A treat to be in the building tonight at Madison Square Garden. We are glad you are with us for it. Let's go.
We have watched, unguided, but we have never interfered until now.
The Marvel Universe will change forever. Eternals assemble. Great line. Marvel Studios Eternals.
Marvel Universe.
Now playing.
The rules of the Octagon are presented by Manscaped and their all-new premium 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Infused with sea kelp and coconut water, Manscaped's 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner will take your hair game to the next level. 3 judges score the fight. The bout duration is 3 5-minute rounds, but for championship fights and all UFC main events, we go 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point must-scoring system is in effect. A round winner gets 10 points, his or her opponent 9 or fewer, and scoring is based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression, and then Octagon control in that order. All right, these lightweight rankings are brought to you by EA Sports UFC 4. Shape your legend in EA Sports UFC 4. Get the Prime Icons update for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. Joe Rogan, number 2 versus number 5 here at 155 pounds, potentially a title shot on the line.
And what a murderer's throw that lightweight division is. I mean, that top 5 is just absolutely insane. But this fight, make no mistake about it, is a pivotal fight in this division. When you have a guy that's as exciting as Justin Gaethje and a guy who is such a knockout artist in Michael Chandler, both guys coming off losses, both guys with a tremendous amount of motivation and a possible outcome being a shot at the title, everything's on the line. And the fact that we're kicking off the pay-per-view with this shows you how insane this card is.
It really does feel wild that we are on the cusp of this matchup, and there are not enough superlatives, candidly, to describe what fight fans expect from this matchup. Gaethje and Chandler, same bet though, these lightweight warriors will absolutely deliver the goods. Justin Gaethje is the very personification of must-see television.
Man, look at that left hook. Another one.
Not just being wild, but being calculated in that wildness.
Oh,
What you get out of Justin Gaethje is spectacular violence.
Coming off a loss, you're certainly not inspired to go home and relax. I was inspired to work.
the thing that stands out to me is that unwavering self-confidence.
I'll really put people into places that they've never been to. I control their mind, control their hearts, and then I take their souls.
Justin Gaethje!
Well, Chandler gets me a title shot, and that is all that matters right now.
Michael Chandler is a savage wrestler with knockout power in both hands, and he keeps a pace that is hard to match.
Justin Gaethje
The beef should have never retired.
epitome of 2 guys
He's
who
been
go out there,
insane
throw
the
with
vision
reckless
he was in there
abandon, throw
still.
caution to the wind.
The way
Insane.
he approaches fight, seek and destroy mentality.
So when you got 2 guys like that, they love to fight, they love the violence, they love the chaos.
Now right sits Oliveira down!
Oh, Oliveira's in trouble.
It's guaranteed fireworks. There's no way that this fight isn't exciting. I'm prepared to make a highlight or be made a highlight.
Oh! Big knockdown for Michael Chandler!
It's over.
Michael Chandler!
Woo!
That's why you paid the big bucks for Michael Chandler.
City right the top!
I'm an entertainer, a performer,
Got
a show
Caesar here
off.
with us.
I get bonuses because of my fights. They're so exciting. And I'm 100% for either getting knocked out or knocking somebody out in the UFC. So either I'm going to go to sleep or it's out.
Big right from Gaethje.
Or he's going to go to sleep.
Justin Gaethje is back.
It's
The
guaranteed
both be back from
fireworks.
Caucasian win.
It could be a knockout in the first 5 seconds. It could be a 15-minute knockdown, drag-out war. Either way, you will be on the edge of your seat. You will be entertained. You will show up for the show, and you're going to see me get my ass this time.
I got Gucci.
Proudly donning the stars and stripes of the United States of America. Here is Iron Michael Chandler, the number 5th ranked UFC lightweight contender. Last time out, he challenged for the UFC's undisputed lightweight championship. Nearly came away with the belt. He gets back on the horse tonight. The social media post brought to you by Square One Flex. The new way to pay is coming soon. Load up, tap out, earn big. Joe, it's going to be interesting to see how Michael Chandler responds from that defeat. Since he's cleaned up some things defensively, we'll see how it goes against the very dangerous Justin Gaethje.
Well, he has always been a kill or be killed fighter. And that was on display in the fight with Charles Oliveira. He almost won the title in the first round. It was as close as you can get to a fight being stopped without it being stopped. And then Oliveira, being the skilled veteran that he is and the crafty champion, came back and won beautifully in the second. Chandler was not even remotely discouraged, got back to the gym, learned, figured out where the holes were defensively, back with a vengeance against the most violent man in the division.
If you want to make your way back to the title quickly, you fight a guy like Justin Gaethje. Michael Chandler said, hey, I'm all in. When they offered him the fight, he took it. The guy's mind is a steel trap. Michael Chandler believes in himself at a rate that most people can't even comprehend. But the only way you can have that type of self-belief is if you have the skills to back it up. Michael Chandler has those skills. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He's a great striker.
What the fuck
This guy has power for days. And he loves being in there, John.
And he also said of his counterpart, Justin Gaethje, he fights off of emotion at times. I don't. You know, he's very much looking at this as the guy in his wrestling bracket tonight. He says we have different sources of motivation. Now, these fight odds are brought to you by DraftKings. Play free UFC pools for $10,000. Use code UFC when you sign up. DraftKings, you can bet on.
That was
Chandler's
betting.
plus 175. Justin Gaethje is a 2-1 favorite here tonight in what is a definite lightweight title eliminator. We now await the highlight.
You make some good money if you want.
Well, they don't come much more beloved. Fan bases don't come much bigger than this guy's. He is the number 2 ranked lightweight contender, Justin Gaethje, former interim champion. And Daniel, this would be just his second 3-round fight, or at least scheduled for 3 in his last 18 fights.
Johnny said he can sprint 3 rounds. And Johnny's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter.
That's right.
And he's mine too. This dude is tremendous. He is all action. He has unbelievable power. Justin Gaethje he's a ball of fire, man. When you let him go, he just destroys everything in his path. He's so fun. He's so physical. He's so gifted. You can't take him down, so you got to deal with the problems that Justin Gaethje presents on the field.
Gonna have a good
This guy
night
believes that if he wins tonight, he's going to earn a title shot. And I can't disagree. Justin Gaethje said, I don't get a title fight, we riot. Only Justin Gaethje would say that, because Justin Gaethje is that guy knows that he has the support that people want to see him fighting for that 12 pounds of gold. This dude's a bad man.
He's one of the most ferocious guys in the sport, and he's a master of getting people into the darkest dark recesses of their mind where all doubt lives. He brings that down a lot. He does it by smashing your legs. He's one of the best leg kickers in the sport. And he's got an ability to do that from the clinch that's really unprecedented. He's got knockout power, and he throws himself into the fire. This man puts himself in danger every single fight. It's controlled chaos, and it's one of the reasons why he's one of the most loved fighters in the sport.
Trevor Whitman said he's the only athlete who has ever said to me, my purpose is to be the most entertaining fighter in the world. And by and large, mission accomplished. Also made 5 successful defenses of his WSOF lightweight title. But it's the undisputed UFC gold he craves. And if he can get a win tonight, he might get a second crack. Our tail to tape is brought to you by Pedal Commander, the world's most advanced throttle response controller. Are you living life full throttle? Find out more at pedalcommander.com. Justin Gaethje 32, Michael Chandler is 35. Gaethje the taller man by 3 inches. No issues on the scale. Michael Chandler will have a reach advantage of an inch and a half. Right now for the introductions for Gaethje and Chandler. Here's Bruce.
That'd be crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we
Stinking.
Arena in New York City for UFC 268. Guzman versus Covington 2. Presented by Modelo. Root for those with a fight experience. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 22 wins, 6
Let's
losses.
Gaethje Chandler. I got Gaethje.
Weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, by way of Nashville, Tennessee. Presenting the number 5 ranked lightweight contender in the world.
Pay out of 16,000.
Michael Chandler.
16,000 you know, for 6K on Chandler.
And now introducing his opponent.
You're betting money on Chandler.
Out of the red corner.
Gaethje's probably going to win there.
Professional record, 22 wins.
You gonna fall asleep like this? I put you just to get to the camera. Now you're gonna fall asleep? Alright.
5 feet 11 inches tall. Weighing in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Southern Arizona. Presenting the former interim UFC lightweight champion and the number 2 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Justin the Highlight
UFC is going crazy for Gaethje.
And when the action begins, a referee in charge, Mike Beltran. Low and main card assignment for Mike Beltran. The beautiful Brittany Palmer getting us started. Chris Pratt checking in. Great to have everybody watching this monumental live event tonight. I'm curious if these people are going to sit down for this fight. Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. The door has been locked behind them. Shake your legend at EA Sports UFC 4. Get the Prime Icons update for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. Gaethje in black. Chandler is in white.
And Gaethje opens up that low calf kick, which gave Khabib some problems in that fight.
You want to make sure people show up early. You put these two in the first fight. This place is completely full.
Chandler is looking for bombs.
So fast.
Chandler tries to throw that left hook. Chandler
Right
said he would put Gaethje on his heels. And that is exactly what he was trying to do.
Pro Gaethje crowd being heard from early.
Chandler with that wide stance, but very prepared for that low calf kick.
He is just sliding out of the way when Gaethje tries to throw that kick.
Jab is there for Gaethje.
He lands one of his own. Oh, there goes one. And he returns. Oh, tagged him in the back. Oh, they're in the pocket. Oh my goodness.
Big shots for Chandler.
This may not last.
You don't want to do this with Michael Chandler.
Yeah, they're going toe to toe right now.
Justin Gaethje is fearless.
And Chandler has had success with his own leg kicks, countering Gaethje at times early.
It's just a little loose.
Oh my goodness, that was a hard right. And look at that, right back at him. Gaethje over the top of that right hand.
But Chandler's doing everything so hard. He's got to be careful with the cardio.
Both Gaethje and Chandler are both throwing bombs.
These guys are both so used to fight 5-round fights.
Nice jab there by Chandler.
Yep, if you're Chandler, you might want to do more of that.
They're battering each other's legs. Gaethje lands another hard low kick.
Oh! Justin ate that.
How are neither of these guys dropping?
Inside leg kick for Gaethje, whose lead leg is pretty chewed up, courtesy of Chandler's offense.
Chandler settling in. A little bit more relaxed here. Like how he's popping that jab.
UFC likes Gaethje.
I love that Chandler's trying to fight behind the jab.
There's another low kick by Gaethje. Chandler is putting weight into those. Chandler has not done a very good job over the course of his career defending leg kicks, and right now you are taking kicks.
Holy, what a 1-2.
Gaethje's in trouble.
Jesus.
Getting tested early.
Justin
Oh, Chandler's got his hands down on him. Oh, it's good back with a big hand. Oh, my knee. Oh, he's wobbled him. Gaethje's wobbled. Oh, Chandler's wobbled. These dudes are insane. All right, now we got to clean. Slow it down. There's still 2 minutes left. Oh, big elbow!
Chandler got hurt badly. He got hit with that right hand, too. Oh.
These dudes are out on their feet right now. In the first round.
This is still a minute and 45 seconds.
This is crazy.
What a first round.
Gaethje with a little reset.
They're going to have to wrestle. They're exhausted already.
Chandler looks like he's starting to fatigue. He followed so much intensity early that he looks like he's starting to get a little tired.
There was a nice uppercut by Gaethje.
This isn't going 3 rounds.
This is crazy, man.
I'm telling you. Chandler back to work on the jabs.
Oh, my goodness.
Chandler's throwing way too hard, though. Gaethje just needs to calm down. Let him empty the gas tank trying to knock you out. And then your shot will come.
He's chewing that left leg up. Nice uppercut.
I think Justin Gaethje doesn't get the credit for being as technical as he is. Watch the left hook after he throws all of his shots.
He's very technical. He's also crazy. But he's managed to settle that down. Nice shot to the body there by Chandler from the clinch.
Short uppercut lands for Gaethje. Chandler spits out some blood. It's another uppercut.
They're tired.
Shot from Chandler.
Chandler's going for double leg. Nope.
Gaethje stays upright.
And now you see an all-American wrestler that Justin Gaethje is.
Ooh!
That's one of
Gaethje's
Justin's
feeling
best shots.
himself now.
Switch stances to protect that left leg. He was going southpaw for a minute.
Holy
One of the best
shit, man.
rounds of 2021.
That left leg is beat up from Chandler.
Bad.
Next,
Yeah, what a first round, my boy.
natural flavors and sweeteners, potassium-packed electrolytes, and no artificial dyes. Body armor, more than a sports drink.
Saturday Night Bonus? Right here, Saturday.
Close it out. Michael, listen. You're beating him to the punch, but you stay in range. Listen, don't stop throw with your hands down. You don't need to do that. You're faster than him. You're hitting him. You're tagging him. Be smart. I know you want to show that you're tough, but it's not about that. You're the better one, faster one. You understand? The body sharp.
Let's take a look at some of this action. An insane first round. Look at that beautiful jab by Chandler. A right hand that kind of grazed Justin. Justin comes back with a right uppercut. Boom, there's a big one. Big right hand and another one by Chandler. And a third. A flying knee attempt. Blocked.
That was
Hey,
a
look at
crazy
that one.
round. That was a crazy round,
I
man.
mean, you see Justin is in all kinds of trouble here. And Chandler's lining him up. And then Justin fires back and trips him. Right hand by Gaethje. And what a round.
This place is going mad.
Standing ovation for these two absolute warriors at the start of round two. And Henry Hooft wants a tight high guard. And I do believe Chandler has the speed advantage on the field.
Yeah. He's got a problem with that left leg. He just pulled it back in anticipation. You can look at it. It's nasty.
Chandler's so explosive that Henry wants him to slow down. Don't need to show that you're tough. But it's hard when you're in front of Justin Gaethje because he's such a dog that he brings it out of you.
You're right. And that lead leg of Chandler visually appears mangled. Steps forward on it there and lands a right.
Yeah, we don't know how compromised it is, but we know it's been battered. And it looks very bruised up.
And if you're Henry and you see Mike fighting like this, throwing that jab, that's exactly what you want. Look at him. He's fighting a much better round right now.
Let's say the
JT loves the chaos, man.
Well, fortune favors the brave is brought to you by Crypto.com, the fastest growing crypto platform in the world. Download now. Chandler's gotten away from that weapon in his own right. After landing several early, right hand over the top, lands flush for Gaethje.
Chandler might be hurt from that right hand. There's another very hard low kick.
It's those leg kicks that's even.
Gaethje wisely biding his time.
Chandler has lost a lot of pop in his kicks. You see it there with that one.
Yeah, they made it around these guys with zombies. Oh! Dropped him. Gaethje dropped him uppercut. This move. Chandler shoots in. Oh my God. Holy. Yeah. That's back of the head, G.
Gaethje just got to keep on striking. That was beautiful by Justin Gaethje.
Just hold out for life on
Push out the hips, trying to slide away. If you're Chandler, you want to stay here as long as you can.
He doesn't have the legs anymore, though. He's going to try to get back up to his feet while maintaining some kind of defense.
That uppercut from Gaethje was nasty. He should just back away. They're going to make Chandler stand if he backs away.
Yeah, Chandler's relaxing right now.
Gaethje's not a guy to go for submissions.
Last submission for him, 2012. It's the only one in his career.
But he's in a position here to possibly go for an anaconda choke.
He's got a few options right here for submission, but
hurt.
it doesn't seem like he's even thinking that.
No. He's moving to the back, though. He lets him up.
Bloody battered Michael Chandler returns to his feet.
Hey,
Chandler's face is a mess.
See if he goes for broke here. Still a lot of seconds in this second round.
That is such an important weapon, that low kick.
Yeah.
Because it comes out of nowhere. There's no telegraphing. And before you know it, you can't move right.
This fight has been everything it was promised to be. And how tough is Michael Chandler?
He's so tough.
This calls back to some of those wars he had back in Bellator, right, where you saw him in. I can't remember who it was. Eddie Alvarez, just over and over beating the crap out of each other. He can barely stand. Chandler's still standing on Will alone here.
His face is a mess.
Oh, Chandler with the right hand. Draws a wry smile from Gaethje.
Here it is again. I was just going to say, he can't take any more of those.
He's got to go southpaw because that leg is getting beat up. There it is.
He does, but he can't fight out of the southpaw with the same skill. He just doesn't have the same striking acumen from the southpaw. Oh, beautiful.
Gaethje picking his spots, not forcing a finish under a minute to go. As you see the strike discrepancy there, a lot of headshots for Justin.
And Chandler's had a lot of success also. It's a great fight. But Justin Gaethje, man, he just stays so calm in the face of all this coming at his direction. Look at him. He never panics.
He stays so calm, and he's got his legs.
Yes.
His legs are 100% there.
Well, Chandler also stopped kicking the leg. Chandler was kicking early. Gaethje had to stop.
What we saw is when he started kicking again, he can't really generate any force because his left leg is toast. Gaethje is just one of the absolute masters of taking your legs away from you. I think back to
I don't think anyone had to go in the third round.
Oh, look at that right hand.
That's a right hand.
Beltran started to call time, and now he does.
That fake in the eye almost got wrecked.
It looked like the left might have touched the eye because the right hand landed. It looked like it.
You good? We'll be able to take a look.
Oh, you're good.
You're good now. Let's go. Oh, whoa. He's not giving him any time.
Get over here. Ready? Let's go. Don't get 5 minutes for an eye poke necessarily.
Well, he's not giving him any time. That didn't make any sense to me. He said, you're good? And then you can see him blinking, and he's upset at Mike Beltran here.
Relax.
That whole fucking round, you tried to kill him. Put it on his neck. Look at me. I love the fun. Love it. Okay, let's take a look at the eye poke here.
Oh,
yeah, it just grazed the eyeball. It grazed the eyeball clearly. and you see him, and folks at home, I mean, it doesn't take much.
No. I thought it was on the slap. I thought it was on the slap right hand, but it was after. Yes. Oh, you got him. It scraped across the eye.
Clearly went into the eyeball.
I'd hope.
You kill the legs and put it to the fucking head.
I cannot believe that we're in the third round after the way that first round started.
Yeah, it's incredible. Let's take a look at the uppercut that dropped. Oh my goodness. Perfect uppercut by Gaethje. Look at this. He's lucky he didn't take that left hook. Look at that left hook, Joe. If he took that left hook, he was going to sleep.
Unappreciative capacity crowd witnessing a third round, I would think, to the surprise of
Third
many.
round.
Thomas, what do you have?
Continue to watch the right uppercut from Gaethje. He's setting it up by throwing the right hand over the top, and he's getting Chandler to duck his head. And every time he ducks his head, you'll see Gaethje lower his level and then come with the uppercut.
There it is. Trevor would be called for more of
Gaethje
those.
destroying that
Look at the
leg.
front of Michael Chandler's leg. It's all beat up, that left leg.
GoPuff, the official on-demand delivery partner of UFC 268. Order anything in seconds, get it all delivered in minutes. Download tonight and see just how instant delivery can get.
The swelling is not only on the outside of the calf, Joe, it's on the front. That whole entire left leg is just beat to crap.
It's amazing that everybody knows that's going to be what Gaethje does, and no one can stop it.
Ooh, he rocked Gaethje there.
He's landing those thumbs.
But once you got that big target, knowing how bad it's beat, you're going to throw that anywhere because you just got to touch it.
But Chandler's still looking for that big bomb. Look at him.
He's not out of it.
And honestly, round one, Chandler had a lot of moments. Round two,
What's up, everybody? Welcome
but we're in
to
round
the
three.
stream.
You don't know if they scored that first round for Michael Chandler.
If you watch
Right.
along,
It was a close round.
And if this could be a 10-8 round, who knows?
drop your picks in the chat. Who you got?
75-67 unofficially
Who
for
you got
Gaethje.
today, man?
Chandler 0 for 4 on his takedown attempts thus
Good
far.
shots to body by Chandler. Excellent shots to body. That's huge.
Never
Nice left hook.
trusted.
Oh, again, chops that leg. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Chandler keeps asking for more, bro.
Gotta think his fan base swells tonight. He's tough.
Yeah, he is. And guess what? He's smart. Oh, he almost went down on that one, Joe. That one really bothered him. Oh, he's got his hands locked.
Ooh!
Gaethje takes the back.
Dropped it and somehow ends up on the bottom.
That
What?
right hand.
And Trevor Whitman said after round 2 he wanted this fight on the floor.
Justin Gaethje front flipped out of that double leg attempt. Nasty. He just caused a scrambling
That was
action.
insane.
And he found
That
himself
should be
on
the front
top.
foot.
Once again showing that all-American flat he has at home.
That's
right.
Oh,
Chandler's face
And
is
Gaethje has talked over his last few
unrecognizable at
fights
this point.
about selective engagement, selective chaos. He has picked his spots well tonight. Oh, Chandler rips the body.
Ooh.
Right hand over the top by Gaethje. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness, look at this fight.
Chandler's trying to fight the ego of Justin Gaethje.
Under 2 minutes. What a
My
fight.
goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Let's keep dropping his head like that. Ooh! Ooh, we got slinky legs. Chandler is looking like he's going down.
Chandler is hurt again.
They just headbutt each other
Oh,
again.
my goodness. Jab by Gaethje.
Chandler's a zombie right now.
Chandler with the edge unofficially in round 3. Oh,
My goodness.
These dudes are going crazy. What is that? Look at Michael Chandler.
What's he pointing to? Oh man, that one hurt.
That leg kick hurt. He's got to throw back, though. He's showing how tough he is, but you got to throw back. Justin Gaethje needs to keep punching, though. Keep winning the round.
That left
Yeah,
leg
what
is
a
absolutely
fight.
destroyed. He's going to try to stay in the southpaw position now.
1 minute.
It's twice the size.
Gaethje won. If the Chandler will finish tonight.
I think Chandler enjoys fighting it all. The outcome hangs in the balance, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
One of those strikes in the third round, John.
Slight edge for Chandler at last check, 22-20 in round 3. Overall, 93-87 for Gaethje. Of course, the judges do not have those.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, as we watch this thing, it's been a crazy fight.
Let's go. Punch him. Now they're just running around.
Henry Hoof looking for one final flurry.
Chandler
out
just
of
wants
his
to stay
student.
alive.
Fans had so much anticipation for this fight, and I gotta think a lot of them are gonna watch this thing back after the end of the pay-per-view.
I cannot believe we got to the final decision.
Wow, what a fight!
Show the fight. Nah, bro.
Chandler now connected forever.
Pay-per-view. Go pay your money.
You knew they buried the hatchet. A lot of mutual respect between these two athletes.
I have 2 viewing.
And remarkably, the
Thanks.
scorecards will be needed.
Come on,
After
man.
that great showcase for the UFC.
You can show the
is
fight. You press the little live button up there.
ruthless lightweight
You watch the
division.
fight. Or you go
Crazy
pay
fight
for
both
it.
of these guys, John. Listen,
I got 1 viewing.
it seems like
probably
Justin
left.
Gaethje got it done. But boy, they both had a great performance. Big right hand by Chandler early. Hurts Gaethje bad.
Keep commenting. It brings more
Jumping knee,
people in
lands on
the
the
algorithm.
shoulder. He had Gaethje hurt real bad here. But then Gaethje finds a way to hurt Chandler. Second round, Gaethje starts to find his groove. Lands
Now
a
he's the only
beautiful
one.
uppercut here
Oh
at the
man,
top
we're
right
in
to
a
Chandler.
little secret. You want to watch the
Fight was over.
fight? Pay
Third
for
round,
it.
or second round, Chandler does a jumping Superman punch off the
Show
fence.
it.
Left hook, right hand lands on
Pay
Gaethje.
for it.
Third round, Justin Gaethje
Ain't
goes
showing
back
nothing.
to
You
the
paid
leg
for it.
kicks. They really did hurt Chandler over the course of the round. Another uppercut and a left hook for Justin Gaethje. Double leg shot by Chandler.
Let's
Look at
start for
Gaethje
you.
cartwheel through this.
Pay for it.
Beautiful. To cause the action to flow back towards the opposite way. Ends up on top. Chandler with a big flurry. Stumbles Gaethje.
With 1 view. Good luck. Thanks, man.
Gaethje lands
Appreciate
a
the good
beautiful
luck.
right hand towards the end of this round. That hurts Chandler again. And then Chandler puts his hands down. He just starts going
I ain't
forward.
sweating it.
Starts
I'm watching the
pointing
fight. You're not.
Dude, this is a crazy fight.
Some guys were just meant to fight each other, and that applies to Justin Gaethje and
I'm
Michael
making money, brother.
Chandler. The
Where's
official
yours at?
decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. With the all-important scorecards, here is Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Justin the
Oh yeah.
Gaethje.
Gentlemen, Bolivia, that was an absolutely incredible fight. Justin, congratulations. As advertised, we knew it was going to be a war. Was there anything about that fight that was surprising to you?
No, fuck no. I knew exactly what that motherfucker was. He is a warrior. We were living in the wrong times, let me tell you. Me and him should have been fighting to death in a fucking Coliseum. That's what should have happened.
Were you amazed that he was able to take some of those shots? Well, first of all, you took the leg out, which you always do, but he still managed to keep moving on it deep into the third round.
No, man, I know at this level, with what was on the line tonight, I had to put him to sleep. Same here, same for him. You know,
Just
we're
told you,
fighting to
bro.
fight for that belt.
Traveling for work.
When in December,
What do you
I will
care?
be fucking stepping in there.
Warrior one,
pushing
you
you
leave, brother.
everywhere.
I don't need
and
you.
anywhere. Hopefully it's
See you
Alabama,
later.
Brazil, or Poirier down in Louisiana. I don't give a fuck.
So this is next for you. In your mind, you should be set up next
Yeah,
for a
ask you to
shot at
come
the
to you.
title. Yeah.
I'm ranked number 2. I just got an impressive win, of course. Who else?
I agree.
Guy. DC ain't out here, so I'm the only motherfucker left.
Sir, congratulations. An absolute pleasure to
Oh, well.
watch. Justin Gaethje, ladies and gentlemen.
First fight was fire, baby. On to the next one. Sick.
All right, that post-fight interview is brought to you by
Awesome,
EA Sports
brother.
UFC 4. EA Sports UFC 4 is on sale for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. Get the Prime Icons update with exclusive content until November 30th. So Justin Gaethje came in with a number 2 next to his name. Oh, Patty Pimblett. Gotta think these people have reserved some cheers for the budding UFC superstar, the Hall of Famer, Michael Bisping, is in the building tonight at Madison Square Garden. UFC salutes our nation's veterans and welcomes our special guests from DAV, Disabled American Veterans, supporting more victories for veterans. Well, ESPN continues to expand its roster of shows. Monday, start your week with the Chael Sonnen Show with George Sedano. And then Tuesday, catch DC and RC featuring Daniel Cormier and Ryan Clark. And now you can also watch Best Bets each week to get ready for Saturday's fights, available across ESPN platforms.
History is filled with almosts, with those who almost adventured, who almost achieved, but ultimately, for them it proved to be too much. Then there are others, the ones who embrace the moment and commit. And in these moments of truth, these men and women, these mere mortals, just like you and me, as they peer over the edge, they calm their minds and steel their nerves with 4 simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
UFC 268, Guzman versus Covington 2 is brought to you by DraftKings. Time is running out to get in on tonight's action. Play free in UFC pools for over $10,000. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up with code UFC. By Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. And by Modelo Especial. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're making. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Well, they're all tuning into UFC 268 here now. A live look inside legends here in New York City. Fight fans getting to meet Uriah Hall. He's back there somewhere. You may be enjoying a few Modelos as well. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. We got one on the rocks for Daniel Cormier. That comes after the big one. All right, these fight odds are brought to you by DraftKings. Play free in UFC pools for $10,000. Use code UFC when you sign up. DraftKings, you can bet on it. Prices held fairly firm all week. Burgos was north of -200, now -195. Billy Quarantello, the +165 underdog in this matchup of locals. Well, the respect's certainly there between New York native Shane Burgos and Billy Quarantello, but they will table that for now, and Burgos has made it clear he won't be satisfied with anything but a finish. Well, there's no better place for the Battle of New York than Madison Square Garden, as Monroe's Shane Burgos squares off with Buffalo's Billy Quarantello in a featherweight clash that has the potential to steal the show and produce some boss chips.
I think Shane Burgos is a great opponent. I'm super excited to be on the main card fighting him, and I think we're going to steal the show.
You can expect fireworks every single time.
Weird people out there, man.
Kill every single time. Tonight will be no different.
With a submission of Kurt Holloway and a knockout of Makwan Amir Khan, Shane Burgos has made the Garden a second home in recent years. As the featherweight division's reigning action hero, Hurricane Shane expects nothing less than another victory to remember.
My motivation is at all-time high tonight. I will break Billy Quarantello.
Competing in his 20th professional fight tonight, Billy Quarantello has earned his stripes at the highest level of the game. And if his fight of the night knockout of Gabriel Benitez in July is an indicator of the future, Billy Q is coming on strong at the perfect time to make a run at Burgos' top 15 ranking.
I'm coming for that top 15 spot. This is something that I've dreamed about since I was a little kid, fighting the top guys in the world on the biggest stage in the world, and I'm prepared to do anything it takes to win this fight.
Well, almost exactly 3 years to the day, Billy Quarantello first visited the world's most famous arena. After that UFC 230 card, which, by the way, was headlined by our own Daniel Cormier, Billy hoped that somehow he would figure out a way to compete here, but he wasn't even signed to the UFC roster yet. Well, now he can scratch off that goal because he is making the walk to the UFC Octagon at Madison Square Garden. But he doesn't want to just be here. His goal is to get a fantastic finish that leaves people talking. And he told me, listen, I might not be as well known as some of the other names on this pay-per-view, but very soon everyone will be talking about Billy Q.
All right, Megan, thank you. We'll see if Billy Q indeed will exit this stage a household name as he so desires. He's got a whole lot of momentum right now for one of the UFC's 9 of his last 10 overall. Certainly much is made of his Muay Thai game, his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. But perhaps his greatest asset is his cardiovascular base. Tonight's fighter descriptions are brought to you by Sweet Sweat. Finish every workout dripping in success. Joe Rogan, biggest fight of Billy Q's career, is here and now.
Yeah, just a massive, massive opportunity for him to fight an incredibly exciting guy in Shane Burgos. So this is an exciting moment for him, and he's coming off of an amazing fight against Gabriel Benitez in his last outing. I mean, Billy Quarantillo, as you said, one of his best assets is his cardio. But it's also the well-roundedness. I mean, the guy can do it all. Very solid striking, excellent on the ground, got a ton of experience behind him, and he thinks this is his moment. And it's a great, great opportunity for him tonight in Madison Square Garden on one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year.
This was one of those fights that you circle and go, this is going to be crazy. But now it finds itself in a terrible spot, following what the hell we just saw a few minutes ago. But Quarantillo and Burgos will deliver. This is a great style matchup. And Billy Q understands that in order to get where he wants to go, he has to have these types of victories.
All right, so Billy Q, born in Buffalo, New York. He's aligned with Antonio Tarver for his boxing of late. He now awaits Monroe's Shane Burgos. Born in the Bronx, fighting out of Monroe, New York, Shane Burgos making his 10th UFC appearance here tonight. Made his debut back in 2016 against Thiago Trator. And action hero is kind of a term that's thrown around maybe a little bit too much in MMA, but, you know, we talk about KG being your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. This dude has a lot of support from the roster, Daniel. It's easy to see why.
He's very close. I mean, you point back to the fight with Josh Emmett and the way that those guys went at each other. Shane Burgos has tremendous boxing. Shane Burgos is a guy that has unbelievable skills in all aspects of mixed martial arts. He is a guy that is always just one win away from truly breaking out. And he found himself fighting Edson Barbosa in the last fight. And he said he learned from it because he goes, he's the sorest loser you've ever met.
Yeah.
He goes, so he went back to the gym and improved and improved and improved. But he did take positive from the fight in knowing that he can compete with the very best in the world. And he intends to prove that tonight against Billy Q.
Oh, this is the dude that got knocked out.
Incredibly durable and tough and physically strong and just a crowd favorite. I mean, the guy stands in the pocket. He has tremendous power in his strikes and just tremendous physical strength as well.
And if I told you he jumped guard in his second amateur fight, would you believe me? I mean, he used to be a grappler.
Really? I can believe it. With those boxing skills, I figure Shane Burgos was born with his hands up, throwing right to left.
All right, our tail of the tape is brought to you by Pedal Commander, the world's most advanced throttle response controller. Are you living life full throttle? Find out more at pedalcommander.com. Shane Burgos is 30 years of age. Billy Quarantillo will be 33 next month. Burgos, the taller man by an inch. Both fighters coming in half a pound below the 146-pound featherweight limit. 5.5-inch reach advantage resides with the favorite, Hurricane Shane. Here's Hurricane Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Tampa, Florida, Billy Quarantillo. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He stands
5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Monroe, New York, Hurricane Shane Burgos. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Keith Peterson. Final assignment of the night for the no-nonsense Keith Peterson. Luciana Andrade is here for UFC 268. Billy Q, last 4 fights at the UFC Apex. Safe to say he's excited to have a capacity crowd at Madison Square Garden supporting him tonight. Fortune favors the brave is brought to you by Crypto.com, the fastest growing crypto platform in the world. Download now. Burgos in white, Quarantello in blue.
Oh!
Good right hand over the top by Quarantillo and a couple of good uppercuts as well.
And this is what Quarantillo wants to do. He wants to overwhelm me with pressure. If this fight looks pretty, Shane Burgos is winning. But if it gets ugly, if it gets dirty, Billy Q will be having his way.
Quarantello trains under UFC veteran Matt Arroyo. Dan Rawlings, his longtime Muay Thai coach. Good jab from Billy Q on a counter right lands for Burgos.
Burgos is so big for 145. It's hard to imagine that he actually makes the weight.
Burgos with a nice body lock here, takes to the side of the octagon. Billy Q won't even address it yet. He's just punching and punching and punching, hitting wherever he can hit you. Burgos is doing a really good job of keeping that lock on the far side. So even though Billy Q's trying to dig an underhook, it's hard to get it lifted because that lock is right at where the elbow is.
Stop on his toes.
All right, this coach's camp is brought to you by Jose Cuervo Tequila as we check in on Matt Arroyo.
Get your right shoulder lower. That's it. Watch the break. Watch the break. Hands up. You already got him bleeding. You already got him bleeding. Keep it up, Billy.
Back to it.
Right back to it, Billy. Right back to it.
Billy Q, I like that guy.
Hey, every shot's landing, Billy. Keep going.
In any other world, this would be a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. It's just,
You know, that's the problem.
well, look at the activity
We're so
of these two
spoiled.
this round, right? We're spoiled.
We're spoiled.
6 knockouts in a row and then that last fight. But Billy Q's doing a good job of landing that jab. That jab has already busted up the nose. Shane Burgos.
Shane just landed a very strong low kick.
Right hand of Burgos momentarily backs up Quarantello, who now lands an uppercut. Billy Q super efficient early on, landing off of 60% of his strike attempts through half a round.
Oh, this is my channel. That's what it's all about. The channel.
Burgos was number 9 in the world, Joe, going into that Barboza fight, now 14.
I was just going to say, there's quite a bit of blood coming out of the nose of Shane Burgos.
It's that jab, man. Billy Quarantillo, it's landing, he's popping, he's getting into the... He's getting it. Look at that. He's just... I mean, so much activity for Quarantillo.
Yeah.
When you... Sorry, Joe.
No worries.
When you watch him technically, Joe, Burgos looks cleaner. But Quarantillo just keeps throwing and throwing and throwing.
Another jab from Quarantello.
The jab's very accurate. And they add up.
Billy Q's hands look fast tonight. Sure, Antonio Tarver likes what he's seeing.
I didn't fight the last one, that's for sure.
Beautiful level change by Quarantillo. Smart, because even if you don't get it, you gotta threaten those shots at times. Don't let guys feel comfortable in a stand-up battle.
1 minute, Billy. You're winning the round. 1 minute.
Attack very fundamentally sound in the clinch. Right back to work on the jab.
He's taking quite a few of those little calf kicks.
What about Tony Nunez?
Last one's very strong.
Ooh, Billy Q got dropped.
Oh my goodness, what a right hand.
Billy Q got dropped.
Now Burgos changing up the level, goes to the body. Now back to work with the jab.
And that's how you know Shane's a good boxer. Instead of headhunting, they dig body shot first to try to change your reaction level.
Also, he gave him a look like the right hand was coming.
Billy Q's back
Try
up.
to open up for that left to the body.
Wow.
Another good right hand by Shane. But still, Billy keeps popping at him. Look at that again.
Portillo won't stop. He's going to just keep doing this. And it's going to be up to Shane to be able to match this pace of Portillo.
Tonight's Corner Camp is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink with natural flavors and sweeteners, potassium-packed electrolytes, and no artificial dyes. Body Armor, more than a sports
Good
drink.
round. It was too close to call.
Yep.
Right? I like it. Nice.
That was good, man.
That in your
That
hand.
knockdown, though.
We need to get
That's nice.
Get the elbow. Yeah. Let's put the combination waiting a little too long.
Yeah.
Get the combinations out sooner. Your jab is working good. Change that right
Billy
hand.
Q playing the drop.
Go over.
There you go.
There's a big
Boom.
right hand by Burgos over the top. Another right hand over the top here. They're exchanging here.
Dropped him.
Solid right hand by Burgos again. Both guys going back and forth.
UFC 268, Guzman versus Covington 2 is presented by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Seeing a whole lot of fighting spirit tonight inside Madison Square Garden. Round 2 here. Shane.
Yeah, goodness.
Mm.
Shane Burgos with some solid shots, but Billy Quarantillo will not be deterred. Oh!
Back fist partially lands for Billy.
Burgos is doing a really good job of landing it tight whenever they come together. And you notice Burgos every now and again will try to dig that left hand right up under the elbow of Billy Quarantillo. Quarantillo never throws anything to the body. It's all up at the head. That's why you see Shane's head constantly moving left to right, left to right.
Go Puff, the official on-demand delivery partner of UFC 268. Order anything in seconds and get it all delivered in minutes. Download tonight and see just how instant delivery can get.
Billy Q over that fight. I'm
Nicely
blocking all
timed
these,
inside
man.
leg kick is there for Burgos.
Hey, Billy Q's not gonna come back. Oh, Billy Q got dropped
Very
again.
nice trick there with that low kick. That jab of Billy is just relentless.
It's just constant. It's throw the jab, it goes back to straight forward again. Burgos is doing a really good job of keeping his legs split to defend those double legs. Overall in mixed martial arts, the takedown defense has gotten so big.
Over there.
Swing on the live number. Billy Quarantillo now the favorite.
That activity, man. Him just working constantly. Quarantillo's going to have to address those body shots.
Burgos, long-time Tiger Schulman product. His brother Ryan is an amateur fighter, 3-0.
The reason Burgos can't really get going because he can't get his rhythm because he's constantly under attack by Quarantillo.
Nope, over.
You know, there's certain guys, well, very nice inside trip. There's certain guys that,
Come on, Billy Q keeps getting inside
for
trip.
whatever reason, they're just born with more cardio.
Yeah.
Like they work hard,
Yep.
no doubt about it. I'm sure Billy has a tremendous work ethic because he's great all around. But some people, and Colby Covington is one of them,
Yep,
just seem to have a natural card. Caden Velasquez, another one.
Ooh.
They just have a weird natural advantage. It's like some folks have a natural advantage of power.
But Shane's going with him, and he's landing a little bit more. But it's in those middle moments, whenever he's kind of trying to process, Quarantillo's just throwing.
Yeah.
And that's where he's building this strike advantage.
And Shane's face is a mess right now. Another nice right hand, but good inside kick. But just, you don't deter him. It's crazy. Billy is absolutely good shots. Beautiful. And an elbow as well by Shane.
Real good and close, that Burgos. Burgos is so good and tight. It's easy to miss when he's landing.
These guys separated by just one significant strike landed. That Billy Q jab in your face all night.
And this is a great fight. These guys are just letting it all hang out.
I think the crowd sort of resetting after that Gaethje Chandler noise.
Yeah, they would be going crazy otherwise.
They would be going crazy watching this fight. Because these guys are just in a phone booth the whole time.
Shane is doing a really good job of chopping those legs. And then he hits it again.
Quarantillo was expected that he would get this type of fight.
That one was a problem.
He's Robert. I bet he's out. That's gonna bounce me. Let's try to play. Come on.
Shane's teeing off.
Oh my goodness.
Quarantillo losing his fundamentals a little bit late in the round.
He's hurt bad.
Big body shot at right hand.
Burgos is on fire in here. But Quarantillo firing back. Oh, there we go. The crowd's alive now. And we're back.
That's 2 rounds in a row. But Quarantillo fought 3 rounds and got hurt at the end.
His leg gave out early.
All right, we got to fight through it. Switch to southpaw and go forward.
Kicking with it.
It's round. Listen, it's 1-1. This third round decides if you win or not, buddy. He's going to keep kicking that leg, okay? So we got to switch to southpaw. Do what you got to do from there. We got to clinch him. The whole third round, listen to me. The whole third round is in the clinch.
And here's the end of that round. Look at that right hand over the top by Quarantillo. Boom! Burgos hits him with the right hand. That's been real trouble. And another one. And the problem is also Billy's leg. Billy's leg in the corner, they indicated that they wanted him to switch to southpaw because he can't move very well now. Shane's been tremendously successful with that kick. But man, Quarantillo is so tough. So tough. Look at that left leg of his, though. It's toast.
Well, it is a boxing super fight on ESPN Plus pay-per-view Saturday, November 20th. Undefeated WBO welterweight champ Terrence Bud Crawford facing off with former two-time welterweight world champion Showtime Sean Porter main card. 9 Eastern on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, available in both English and Spanish.
I mean, what a great start to the third round. But my cousin just texted me, said it's like dating Beyonce and trying to go back to your high school sweetheart. Because these guys are going at it, too. It's a great fight.
Billy can barely walk on that left.
Yeah, his leg's jacked. Look at it. Look at all the bruising. Jonah, the calf.
But look at it. It's not working right.
Like
drop foot. Yeah.
Drop foot. What was the kid's name?
Cejudo had it. Chandler had it.
The kid, Jimmy Crute in Florida.
Yes. I mean, Cejudo had it in the Mighty Mouse fight. Chandler had it in Bellator.
Imagine Cejudo going 25 minutes and winning after that.
Yeah.
Right hand is there for Burgos.
Burgos got a hand him now.
Billy is just, he's a long-legged fighter now.
That leg's giving out, Joe. His corner told him to go southpaw.
Yeah, I don't think he can at this point.
No, he's hurt. Look, he's a warrior. So he's going to just try to go forward and try to finish, but his leg is destroyed.
It is amazing how much that one technique has changed MMA.
Changed the game.
And remarkable how underutilized it used to be.
I mean, Benson Henderson was the only guy using it up until a certain point. Look at this. Billy went for a leg lock. I mean, the kid is so game.
Yeah, he is. And when Billy was trying to do all his work with his hands, Shane was making the investment, going to the legs with those kicks, and now paid dividends.
Here it is, 33 leg strikes have already landed for Burgos.
He's hit him with another one. I mean, Shane is in a position to stop him with leg kicks and just get separation.
It's hard to get separation, though, because the guy keeps going forward. He's like a zombie.
Oh, nicely placed knee there by Burgos. Well, rough start for Shane Burgos, but he has certainly responded.
Tremendous. He said that he was going to be better tonight. He's shown that. Because he's out in front of a guy that isn't trying to give up on himself, a guy that's game and wanted to win this fight in Billy Quarantillo.
Shape your legend at EA Sports UFC 4. Get the Prime Icons update for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation.
Elbow over the top by Burgos. But look, Quarantillo firing back, swinging haymakers. It doesn't give Shane any air. No room to breathe. Elbow over the top. I mean, that kid is so game.
He's so game and so tough.
And this is just so physical right in front of us. All sorts of clashes between these two men. Just over 2 minutes to decide it.
It's one of the underappreciated parts of this game, is when you're watching these fighters fighting close, clinching, grappling, all these short strikes that they take on the inside. It truly is a war of attrition when you get close to someone like that.
Thank you for making the point better than I could. Burgos continuing to find the range. Shane has prioritized the finish tonight. He came in the ranked fighter.
Shane's mouth is open now as Billy keeps pressing him. It looks like he's finally starting to fatigue a little bit. And now Quarantillo once again finds himself on the back.
And you see that milestone. How about that? Most significant strikes in a UFC featherweight fight.
Wow. It's still got a minute plus to go. Oh, gets him down. Looking for a leg. Wow, Billy is never stopping. He's just constantly looking for a way to win.
Yeah.
And even though his leg is really in bad shape, he's found a way to initiate the clinch and kind of make it a moot point.
Burgos just has to get a couple leg kicks off on him and it can be done. The coaches are yelling, show your heart, and I'm telling you, you don't need to show any more. The dude has got tremendous heart.
And by the way, Max Holloway, if you're out there, we know that record was for a 3-round fight. Imagine.
Oh, body shot in. Oh. I'm glad you brought that up about Max Holloway. He's probably screaming right now.
Oh,
Max will look crazy. I mean, just the work rate that these two have carried over the course of 15 minutes. It's crazy.
Damn.
Beautiful job by Shane there. Threading the leg, creating the angle.
what a fight.
What a fight.
What a division. And if nothing else, Billy Quarantillo has proved he certainly can hang with the top 15 at 145 pounds. An absolute war turned in. Shane Burgos and Billy Quarantillo go the distance.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw. Billy Quarantillo. Everyone's
Always from you, Veronica. Great to be home. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart.
All right, so we look back at some of the action. Oh, and there were a lot of those trips that resulted in sort of knockdowns for Burgos.
Well, you know what happened was Billy Quarantillo fought 2 very good rounds, the first and second. But by the end of the round, he got knocked down and he got hurt. And those rounds were swaying over to Burgos. But it showed you how tough Billy Quarantillo is by going into the third round, by initiating the pressure. But this was a tremendous fight. I mean, these guys threw, 700 and something strikes between the two of them. They really went at it. And both guys win in this situation. Because for the biggest performance or the biggest stage that Billy Q has ever been on, he delivered. But Shane Burgos seems to have done enough to get the victory.
Unofficially, 740 combined strikes thrown.
Broadcast
table got sprayed with a little blood, which most of us enjoy.
That's always fun when that happens, right?
You just don't like the squeamish stuff. Blood, you're okay with.
Yeah, the blood's okay. The broken legs and the arms and stuff, yeah, that's a little bit much for me.
All right. The official decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Hurricane Shane
That's asleep. Joe
I am
Rogan.
here with the winner. Thank you. Welcome back, Shane Burgos. Shane, first of all, what a fight. An amazing fight. And a fight that had a lot of back and forth swings to it. But it seemed like once you started taking over towards the second round, particularly with those low leg kicks, the momentum all started going your way.
100%. That was the game plan from the jump, and I made that fight. I fought the first round too fucking emotional, coming annoyed. The game plan was right off the bat, gets the fucking calf kicks, and I didn't get to it till the second round, made my life a lot harder. So, awesome job, man. He was tough as shit because I landed hard. You know, you land a calf kick, those some hard calf kicks. He ate him, he kept coming. Props to him, great fight.
An amazing test, really, because when you fight a guy like that that's just so durable and so game, and you hit him with everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that guy. I went on vacation over the summer. I was going to hit him up to train because the dude fights like I fight. They say, go, he's trying to kill me from the jump, from the first bell to the last bell. It's exactly how I approach the game. Respect to him, but I'm back, baby. It's been 2 fucking years since I got my hand raised. Feels so fucking good to be back.
Sir, enjoy it. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you again. Shane Burgos, ladies and gentlemen.
There was a lot of pressure on Shane Burgos tonight, but he rises above it and gets back in the win column, and that's a pretty payout there. Plus 175 for Shane Burgos to win by decision on DraftKings. Nice hit. If you did not think that fight was going to go the distance. Power to you, Mackenzie Dern, UFC strawweight contender. Joining us here in New York City, the champions are out as well. Valentina Shevchenko and the heavyweight king Francis Ngannou.
And Blonde Brunson.
Blonde Brunson, of course, and plenty of star power. Halle Berry has been omnipresent during this UFC 268 fight week. All right, time for tonight's Modelo moment. We are just a few minutes away from an outstanding bantamweight matchup, so make sure you grab a Modelo, scan the QR code to enter for a chance to get UFC 269 for free, along with a virtual meet and greet with a UFC fighter. Future UFC Hall of Fame, the present for Frankie Edgar, a big fight tonight. It's coming up on 8 hours of fight time, Daniel. I mean, that just hurts to read. That's the most in UFC history. Top 4 in significant strikes landed. And he also has a win in 3 weight classes. And yet, the fire still burns. If you need evidence, just look at him this week.
I mean,
great shape.
Look, Frankie Edgar's a legend. The guy has been around forever. He was a lightweight champion when he walked around at 155 pounds,
right,
which is unprecedented. Beat BJ Penn twice. The wars with Gray Maynard, which is off the charts. I mean, he is absolutely one of the greats. And an incredible example of what's possible with cardio and just mindset.
You know, a lot of times, this same exact situation plays out. Chito Vera, a guy that is on his way up in the division, has a win over Sean O'Malley, has to go through the veteran, has to go through the former champion. It's his opportunity. We are talking about a true fighter who has all the skills. You see his submission skills. But now Chito Vera has improved to the point that he has the hands and the kicks to match. The guy's tremendous. Trains at a great camp. He's getting better every day. Truly loves the game.
DraftKings is the official sports betting partner of UFC. Use code UFC when you sign up now to play free for $10,000 in tonight's main event pool. DraftKings. You can bet on it.
Hey UFC fans, it's Jesse Cofield from DraftKings, here to let you know it's not too late to get in on tonight's action. During the fights, anyone can play for a share of $10,000 in prizes by joining DraftKings free-to-play pool. Plus, if you're one of the first people to sign up and make a deposit using promo code UFC, we'll give you the next pay-per-view fight for free. Download the app, use the promo code to play for 10K, plus a shot at getting the next fight free, and make it rain with the official partner of UFC.
Next fight free. Great prize.
All right, these props to watch are brought to you by DraftKings. Play free in the main event pool for $10,000 cash. Use code UFC when you sign up. DraftKings, you can bet on it. So you see the money line, that is held pretty true all week. Over under 4.5 rounds. Choose to the over at -125. Covington by decision pays out plus 400, plus money for Guzman as well. And if you like either man, get me in that direction. Ecuador's first representative in the UFC. Marlon Vera has done his nation beyond proud over the last 7 years, and yet he is only scratching the surface of his potential. And following a resonating win over Davey Grant back in June, he could find himself in the title picture if he can find the answer for Edgar here tonight.
You guys will see tonight how hungry I am and how determined I am to get a win over this guy, and I'm gonna make Frankie pay, and I'm gonna finish him.
As a young fighter in South America, Chito Vera never imagined this moment. He never even expected to step foot inside Madison Square Garden, let alone compete against a former champion here. But now the moment is here. And for the first ever UFC athlete from Ecuador, he has done everything he could to prepare.
Combination by Edgar.
Edgar just never stops his footwork. He never stands totally in front of you. He's always going on the side, switching distances, switching directions rather.
Vera moving forward, but not jabbing. Waiting.
And because of that fighting style, Joe, how much Frankie has to move, you've got to be in insane shape every time you go into the octagon.
Nice knee up the middle by Vera.
Has absorbed some damaging shots from Cheeto.
No doubt. I think those up kicks might have been the worst ones.
Yeah.
They were kind of clean.
And these front kicks up the middle. But you now see Cheeto starting to close the range a little bit.
Oh, nice. Big shot by Vera. Big shot.
Come on, Frankie.
Close the range. Because as the fight goes longer, regardless of how good a shape you're in, you start to fatigue a little bit. And now Vera's not nearly as far away. And I think that's why Frankie's been able to get those takedowns, because you can see him coming.
1 minute to go, round 2.
Look at Cheeto rip his pants.
Vera trying to create an angle. These 3-round fights get away from you quickly. Nice kick low by Edgar.
He went outside, then followed it right up with an inside kick that squared up Marlon Vera.
Significant strikes out.
Edgar went so bad. Let's go, Edgar. I'm not a fan of Cheeto. Just not a fan of him.
Good front kick there. And a body kick by Vera.
Back kick.
Yeah.
The elbow there.
Elbow landed. Yep. Elbow landed.
Oh, now.
I just love the fact that Cheeto takes those chances. Even though he knows that Frankie had him down twice, those takes. Oh my goodness. I wonder what those words were.
Man, Cheeto is not a similar person.
After you throw, just be careful keeping your head straight down. It's going knee. Right here, you see a beautiful knee by Marlon Vera. Right on the shoulder of Frankie Edgar. That's what knocked him down. Then that nice lead elbow misses by Cheeto. So it looks like maybe Frankie stumbled on the way out, or that might not have been the right clip, but I want to show you how he's getting taken down here. So watch as Marlon Vera steps with that knee from way out there. Pause it. Now look at Frankie. He takes his head, rolls it off to this side. I'm sorry, here. He rolls it off to this side.
Bring it down
and
again,
he
Frankie.
drives
Let's
Vera
go.
down
Third
to the ground.
round.
Watch him catch it here. He moves his head to the opposite side. It doesn't start there as he continues to get the takedown. So Marlon Vera has to be very careful bringing things right up the middle against Frankie Edgar.
Let's go, Frankie.
All right, third and final round, a little bit out of character from Cheeto Vera there, flipping Frankie Edgar the bird after round 2. Perhaps he's trying to get himself going.
Yeah, I don't know what was said. I'd like to know, because it's unusual for both men.
Yeah, but honestly, with that slip off that elbow, which looked like a knockdown, Frankie was going with the top control. Frankie landed some good strikes in that round. We may be 2-0 Frankie Edgar. Yep. So Cheeto Vera may need to get a finish.
And Mark Henry wise to point out to Edgar that he can't be backing up. That's when Cheeto has been able to do his best work.
But maybe, we may be 1-1. I mean, I'm over here with people in my ear going, oh, DC, you're crazy. But I'm telling you, you don't know how much value they put into those takedowns. But again, that elbow didn't land that dropped Frankie Edgar, but the judges don't get to see that.
Tonight's social media posts are brought to you by Square One Flex. The new way to pay is coming soon. Load up, tap out, earn big.
The Cheeto's fighting with a lot of urgency in this round. Going forward, getting after Frankie Edgar.
I like that front kick up the middle by Cheeto. Side kick.
There you go. Let's go, Frankie. Come on, put him down.
Nice takedown there.
Edgar 2 for 7 on his takedown attempts thus far.
There's a right hand landed there. Jason Burlow calling for the lead elbow out of Cheeto. Again, that front kick to the body is excellent for Vera. Because Frankie does kind of stand a little square.
Damn, man, this is a good fight.
Cheeto's fighting with a tremendous pace this round. He has a great presence in there. Going forward, has Edgar backing up the entire time.
Oh.
Numbers couldn't be much closer, except when it comes to the takedowns.
I think the difference seems to be in power. Yeah. When Vera's landing, he's landing with a lot of force. Whereas Frankie is just kind of touching him and keeping moving. Like there.
Come on, Frankie.
And again, it comes down to intent, right? It feels like Cheeto's throwing things with more intent to finish, whereas Frankie's just scoring.
Something happened. Mouthpiece. Got it? Face me! Wait!
Come on, Frankie.
Looked like Edgar got touched on the way.
Yeah. That left hand hurt him.
There you go.
Right there, up the middle. This is a big moment for Frankie Edgar. If he cannot secure this takedown, Cheeto's going to get right back in his face. Cheeto did a really good job of splitting the hands of Frankie Edgar there.
Cheeto looking for the chin with that front kick now.
Look at that. Cheeto a near 6-1 favorite on the live number, which would indicate that round 2 was his.
Yes.
But you never know.
I guess I was wrong here.
You definitely don't know. Who knows? They're listening to those biased commentary.
Right. There's 3 scorecards that matter. And
it's so ridiculous.
It's also ridiculous that they don't get to look at monitors.
Oh! You will not leave the scorecard. Wow.
Damn.
That was that front kick up the middle that we were just talking
about. You said he was looking for the face now. On that front kick.
My goodness.
Edgar did not like something about the way that fight ended. Obviously, he didn't like the head kick, but he protested immediately.
Yeah, he's just a warrior. That's all that is. You know, that was 100% good stoppage. He's having a hard time walking right now. I mean, he's stumbling all over the place.
When you're Frankie Edgar and you've been through what he went through with Gray Maynard, much younger, obviously, but that was a good stoppage. I don't disagree. It just stomps him.
100% good stoppage.
Yeah.
There's no reason to keep that fight going.
When you go face first,
look at this.
Generally, it's over.
Cheeto there right under the chin. Perfect placement, that front kick. And he was looking for it. We saw it earlier.
I mean, that's almost as clean as Anderson Silva against Vitor Belfort. Lyoto Machida against Randy Couture, another one that comes to mind. But Cheeto Vera, who has never been finished, is able to finish Frankie Edgar, and that means he will vault into this division's top 8. A huge showcase spot, and Cheeto Vera took the judges out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for as close as you thought the fight is, or it wasn't, Cheeto Vera gets that knockout with that beautiful front kick. The wrestling looked real good, Cheeto. Yeah, a lot better. Good job. Congratulations.
Woo! Let's go, baby. Marlon Cheeto Vera doubles as a Spanish commentator for the UFC. A lot of people think he might be a champion one day. That's a useful win over the legend Frankie Edgar. The official decision brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. To make it official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Todd Anderson has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 50 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by knockout, Marlon Cheeto Vera.
I'm here with the winner, Marlon Vera. Marlon, congratulations, sir. A fantastic performance against a legend in Frankie Edgar. Tell me, how do you think that fight went? Before the knockout, how were you feeling about it?
You know, I was a little down. In that first round, he took me down. And, you know, my Parillo told me, like, hey, you like to lose the first round. I was like, I was making damage from the bottom. I was elbowing. Those elbows, the upkick, they hurt him. But thanks to Jason Parillo, changing my career over. And we're going good. We're winning fights, and that was the best thing I could do for my career.
There was some sort of tension between the two of you at the end of the second round. What was that all about?
Just playing games. Mind playing streak on me. Just fucking around. Yeah, he was, staying hard, staying consistent. It's a fight. Like, I'm a martial artist. I got the respect, but inside the cage, it's my family or yours. And my family is more important to me.
You were landing those good front kicks to the body, and we recognized you were trying to go up top to the face. Were you trying to set that up with the kicks to the body?
Yeah, I was trying to make him go low, and throw a haymaker in the head. And finally, I can box, thanks to this man behind me.
Take a look at it up on the big screen. We'll show it to you again because it was absolutely perfect. I mean, this is like Anderson Silva versus Vitor Belfort, right up the middle. Perfect placement with that front kick.
Hey, we drilled those things up the middle. My coaches were like, up the middle, uppercut, the knee, and a couple flying knees land good. So I work hard, and I want to stop. All this cloud, nothing let me stop. I go hard. I got something that that immigrant mentality. It's forever.
Immigrant mentality.
I learned that for you. Thank you, sir.
My man, thank you very much. Congratulations, sir. Enjoy this huge win. Marlon Vera, ladies and gentlemen.
Marlon Chito Vera getting his 12th UFC win, and how about his 10th UFC finish? Pretty heady stuff for the Ecuadorian. A lot of stars out tonight here at Madison Square Garden. King Henrik Lundqvist is with us, as is the bona fide UFC middleweight contender and former world title challenger, Italy's Marvin Vittori. Also in the building, not far from home, the light heavyweight champion, Glover Teixeira. And Zac Efron, big UFC fan. That's an outstanding mustache. I hope he keeps it beyond November. All right, coming up next, I can't believe we're here already. Our co-headliner for the UFC Women's Strawweight title. To get you primed for it, here's Megan O'Leary.
Yes, thank you so much, John. It is a rematch that has everyone buzzing in our co-main event of the evening. Doug Rose is back, and once again, competing in a city that has been very good to her thus far in her career. The strawweight world champion Nunez looks to defend her title using her precise striking and slick submission skills. With a focus on staying present and patient, the champ believes she will prove to the world once again that she is the very best. While looking for revenge will be China's Zhang Weili. The former champion lost her belt this past April and has spent every single day since then focused on regaining her title. With a new camp in Arizona and a concentration on both her wrestling and the mental approach to the game, Magnum sees no way she leaves this iconic arena as anything but victorious. It should be fireworks in that strawweight world title fight, and it's up next.
The standard upon which lightweights will be judged.
He has exceeded all expectation.
Perfect since his UFC debut.
He has earned this right to be among the greats.
Appreciate these legends. You never know when they're going to walk away.
Icons update.
The UFC
I'm gonna charge $60 for an updated video game. I already paid $6 for it.
Charles Oliveira is the UFC lightweight champion. Two of the very best hoping tonight to lead as the #1 contender for Charles Oliveira's UFC lightweight championship. Here we go.
Oh, Ray landed a nasty left hand.
Oh! McGregor hurt his leg.
His leg's broken. It's over.
That is it. Dustin Poirier is going to win this fight.
Dustin Poirier is set up next to fight for the title. It's going to be an epic fight.
There's no mercy.
What a fantastic matchup.
Charles Oliveira, the longest active consecutive win streak in the UFC. This man is super dangerous. He is a finisher. Dustin Poirier.
He has beat world champions. Easier to get his hand raised.
At the end of the night, I'm the undisputed world champion. I'm going to win by any means necessary.
No mercy.
Amanda Nunez,
The greatest of all time.
there's no one even close to her. Who is going to rise to challenge Amanda Nunez? Julian Pena.
I am not afraid of Amanda Nunez. I am here and I am ready to fight.
Leon Edwards walked by. What happened there?
I'm not gonna disrespect him, so I ended up getting him 3-piece with the soda.
Masvidal, one of the biggest superstars in mixed martial arts.
I'm a real fighter. If you like watching people that kick ass, tune in.
Leon Edwards is incredible. He's a very dangerous man.
2 belts on the line.
No mercy.
Another phenomenal card on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, the lightweight title, a huge fight between Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier could have fought for the title earlier. Right. Chose to take that big money fight with Conor McGregor. Well, won that. Now he gets to fight against Oliveira, who is one of the most technical guys in the sport. Amanda Nunez versus Julian Pena. I mean, Amanda Nunez, the greatest woman fighter of all time. The only one who's even close to her is Valentina Shevchenko. Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal, another amazing fight. Leon Edwards gets to get his revenge from the 3-piece in the soda.
That's right.
It's an amazing matchup. I love the card. I'm very pumped.
And we'll see for Cody Garbrandt how the fight before the fight goes as he makes his UFC flyweight debut. DC, not a bout order here, but the prelims are loaded as well. Your guy Dominic Cruz is back, huh?
My boy Dominic Cruz is back against Pedro Munoz. I love that. Jeff Neal and Santiago Ponzinibbio is going to be bananas. There are so many great fights in these prelims. I cannot wait to watch this fight. Champions will be crowned. Can Amanda Nunez continue to roll? But I'm telling you, we had some great prelims tonight, and these prelims at the next pay-per-view seem like they can deliver too.
Those UFC 269 prelims are just absurd on paper. These strawweight rankings pretty absurd as well. They're brought to you by EA Sports UFC 4. Shape your legend in EA Sports UFC 4. Get the Prime Icons update for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. It is so remarkable, Daniel, to look at all the former champs and all the talent. This is the deepest women's division by a significant margin.
Everybody's held the belt. You know, that tells you how good and how close they all are. And Rose Namajunas and Zhang Weili are meeting up for a second time. Zhang Weili believes it was a fluke. She has the opportunity to prove it. But this is an arena that Rose Namajunas loves to really make her own.
That's a good way to put it. You know, Joanna Jacek eventually will be heard from again. But now, roughly 7 months after she regained the strawweight title, Thug Rose Namajunas is back to defend it against Zhang Weili, the woman from whom she wrested the belt away.
That first time of winning the belt in Madison Square Garden was so special. I thought to myself, if I could ever feel that good ever again in a fight, that would be amazing. Life is going to throw curveballs at you no matter what. But if you have the right attitude, there's not much that you can't overcome.
Zhang Weili, 5-0 in the UFC. She has won remarkably 21 consecutive fights.
We have a new champion of the world.
That woman is a killer.
Thug Rose Namajunas trying to hit that rarefied air and become a 2-time UFC strawweight champion.
She rises to the occasion, but she knows that Zhang Weili is the biggest challenge of her career.
Yeah, this is where we ride.
Every day, the strawweight brawl, my goodness. Before the fight started, you were saying to yourself, I'm the best.
I am the best.
发挥出来就是训练的东西就已经结束了，所以我觉得，如果他要是把我打个3回合，或打我5回合，把我打的都是感觉就自己就技术上什么都不如他，那我感觉肯定心服口服。这次输了以后，我就更多的就是不甘心的感觉。只要拿这样输，他们都重新站起来了，然后都在努力的训练， 成为更好的自己。我觉得这次失利在我的职业生涯中是一个新的开始。
Power shot from Zhang Weili.
然后这次失利呢，我觉得只会让我变得更强大。
Wow! What a victory!
然后再拿回冠军的时候，我相信我会是真正的冠军。
Zhang Weili has it done! Wow!
She is physically strong, very fast. She'll be a little bit more motivated and hungry, but I'm definitely a scary person to stand across from.
Another knockdown!
I'm not worried about Weili. I'm focused on doing what I gotta do.
That is it! Over! Nunez!
之前的比赛，上次的比赛已经过去了，然后这次比赛是一场新的比赛，我准备得非常非常充分，我坚信自己可以成为新的冠军。
She can say what she wants, but I'm the best.
Well, her remarkable 21-fight winning streak is a thing of the past, but Zhang Weili, the former strawweight champ, remains one of the best in the world. Daniel, she has said she has made major improvements technically and mentally. She is more flexible, more explosive. Time to turn those words into actions tonight as she tries to become a two-time strawweight champ.
She has aligned herself with a group of absolute winners. That little team they have down there in Arizona are winning championships in the UFC and other organizations at a crazy rate. Now, Zhang Weili made wholesale changes when in reality, I didn't even know she needed to. She had won 21 in a row. But you know the truly special ones. When they see that something didn't work, they try to find a way to get better. If Zhang Weili is a better version of what we saw on a 21-fight win streak, I don't know if anybody can beat her. She feels that she has all the skills to get her belt back and beat Rose Namajunas.
It's so rare when a fight ends so definitively that there's still questions. It's so rare when you get a first-round KO from a head kick, and yet you really want to see them fight again because you don't know what would have happened if that kick did not land. Zhang Weili is that dominant as a human being, so relentless, so physically impressive.
Tonight's prep point is brought to you by Modelo Brew for those with a fighting spirit. Zhang Weili was a 2-1 favorite when they met in April. She is still a slight favorite. Some have suggested that's an overcorrection, but I think it just speaks to how good this athlete is that she's still the betting favorite.
That's pretty crazy that she's the betting favorite. I mean, it's one of those things that people are like, do it again.
Right.
Yeah, see that? You know what I'm saying? Do that again. It's like a trick shot. I feel like Rose Namajunas rises to the occasion like very few others. Whether or not she can do it again and whether or not Zhang Weili can make the correct adjustments, that's where we're going to find out.
Even this, Joe, Zhang Weili's likable. People tune in for Zhang Weili. And even the boos bothered her in the first fight.
Right.
So her walking into the octagon and getting cheered is uplifting for her. I'm telling you. As I said before, people like Zhang Weili, American people. So it really threw her off. Now she understands, dude, they simulated boos for her in training camp to make sure she was prepared if it happened again.
Wow.
Doug Rose is coming.
It is a championship fight night, and that means Doug Rose has been activated. Here is the UFC strawweight champion, Rose Namajunas, with her patented phrase, "I'm the best." 6 UFC title fight for the now 2-time UFC strawweight queen. She is 3-0 in rematches. She is 5-1 as a betting underdog in the UFC. And Joe Rogan, the work she is putting in the gym is paying off in quantifiable ways that has taken her overall confidence to another level.
Well, I mean, having Pat Barry as both a boyfriend and a man to train with is amazing. She spent a considerable amount of time training with Valentina Shevchenko, with Trevor Whitman. She's got amazing training, but she's got an amazing mind. I mean, she's a very, very unusual and fascinating person. I mean, this whole thing, this I'm the best thing, she means that. She believes that. It's like a mantra. She's chanting it. She's getting it into her head. And then when she won the title and said it afterwards and had a big laugh and was filled with joyful tears, it's like the whole world opened up to her. She's a giant star now. When they were doing the pre-roll and she was talking about the fight, they saw her face. This place went ape.
Yeah.
It went nuts. They love her. She's really incredible.
It's been a journey for Rose Namajunas to be where she is today as a person and as a champion. Because in her initial UFC title run, she didn't feel happy. She didn't feel complete. The belt didn't make her feel that way. It was almost like a problem to have it. But now, Rose Namajunas has accepted the responsibility of champion. And honestly, she's just grown as a human being. And she is so comfortable in her own skin right now. It's tremendous to see her complete her journey, not only as a person, but as a champ.
And even though she was surprised this fight came around as quickly as it did, she believes Zhang Weili represents the toughest fight in the division at present. Our Tail the Tape is brought to you by Pedal Commander, the world's most advanced throttle response controller. Are you living on full throttle? Find out more at pedalcommander.com. Rose Namajunas will be 30 in June. Zhang Weili is 32 years of age. Namajunas taller by an inch. Both fighters coming in right at the championship limit, 115 pounds. 2-inch reach advantage resides with the American Rose Namajunas. Here now is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Michael Bell, Eric Cohen, and Doug Crosby. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Mark Goddard. And now, this fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Strawweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 21 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Beijing, China, presenting the #1 ranked strawweight contender in the world and the former UFC strawweight champion, the challenger, Magnum John Weili. And now introducing your opponent, fighting out of the red corner. I'm the martial artist, holding professional record, 11 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Strawweight Champion of the World, Bob Rob Namajunas!
Exactly what I expect. This is the old chance to be self-protected. When I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch that, it's on. God bless. Will we get closure?
Oh my goodness.
Will we get the foundation for a trilogy?
These title fights, man, they are so they're so exciting, and this crowd, it makes you like your skin's crawling. It's crazy.
Imagine Joe and I sitting here when you're fighting.
Every time. Oh my goodness. I love this.
Shape your legend in EA Sports UFC 4. Get the Prime Icons update for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. Zhang Weili is in red, opens with a low leg kick. Rose Namajunas in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
And talking to Zhang Weili, she thought she just was not locked in that movement. And Rose lands that beautiful high kick. right away you see Whaley on her toes, landing 2 really nice outside leg kicks.
Rose has that wide stance too.
John Moraga, one of the primary sparring partners for Zhang Weili, who prefers to spar with men. One of her coaches, the captain Eric Albarracin, has said Zhang Weili is the most gifted athlete he's ever coached, man or woman.
And he coached the Pitbull brothers, Henry Cejudo, and a number of others. And that's one thing that popped off the page about Weili. She is a tremendous athlete. But if Rose Namajunas gets this done and Rose Namajunas extends this title reign, we got to start talking about Rose Namajunas in all-time terms,
right,
in this division.
She's stalking Zhang Weili right now.
Oh, nice stick by Namajunas as the USA chants rain down. Namajunas starting to enter that flow state with her jab.
And the fact that Rose Namajunas has 5 finishes at 115 pounds speaks to her ability and the power that she must possess, because she is not only submitting people, she's knocking them out. Rose Namajunas knocked out Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She knocked out Zhang Weili. She is tremendously powerful for someone that's so small.
Very accurate. Zhang Weili has landed several strong low kicks on the left leg of Rose.
Weili gets that beautiful body lock. Oh, stepping around into a takedown. Wow, look at that jump to the half guard, Joe.
Very nice.
Yes, as Rose elevated her hips, she just allowed her to take her over to the opposite side. Great technique by Zhang Weili.
Now she's got her flattened out, full guard. Look at that, stepping over.
But if she's not careful, boy, Rose can throw up some submissions.
And she's looking for one right now. She's looking to get that left leg in particular over the shoulder.
See her isolating that wrist.
She's also grapevine Zhang Weili's legs.
Zhang Weili's so physically strong.
Right hand's landing, not quite on the button, but they did land. Under 2 minutes here to go round 1.
Enough to get Rose's attention. Oh, beautiful by Rose.
Nicely done.
I'm not sure if it's kind of ball too, but
excellent clinch work.
this fight is good.
Good kick to the body on the break. Another strong kick by Weili.
And the right hand.
I think that was happened.
Oh, head kick.
The one good thing to this point for Rose, it hasn't started right, it hasn't started great, but the one thing for Rose is that Zhang Weili seems to be thinking in there, and she's reacting. So even though Rose is not throwing much at her, every time she flinches, every time she feints, she gets a big reaction from Zhang Weili. Goes through her setups as the fight goes on.
Weili loads up on a right hand. Namajunas avoids it. Well, back in April, we kind of felt like we were hunkering down for a 25-minute classic. The fight ended in 78 seconds. Thus our reactions. Competitive first round coming down the stretch here.
Right here you see Weili start the fight right away with an outside leg kick. Rose landing some beautiful combinations as she came in close. Another one off of the leg kick from Weili. Rose threw 4 strikes in a row. Right here you see Weili get to the body lock. step around off to the left, drag, rolls down to the ground. I mean, you see Rose trying to throw something there again. These athletes are slipping because it seemed like Rose didn't land.
Low base when you get to 3 and 2. And as soon as she moves, Trevor.
Keep breathing. It looks fucking great. Don't force nothing, okay? She's moving too much. Use your feet, attack her. She's going to miss all day because she's reaching. Keep your range.
Your range. She's got to come to you. She's got to come to you. Speed. Conditions. She's got to come to you.
UFC 268 Guzman versus Covington 2 is presented by Modelo for those with a fighting spirit. Joe, any passing thoughts on the messaging there in the corner of Thug Rose?
Thug Rose is about to win.
I think they're giving her excellent advice. They want Whaley to come to her.
Who's going to win? It's going to win.
And I think they definitely want to avoid any kind of a clinch situation. Whaley's very physically strong. You saw that there. She was able to take Rose down.
Who you guys got on this one?
And if you've ever seen her strength and conditioning routines, you can see why. Incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Thug Rose all the way.
Sean Whaley training out of Arizona, fight ready, and Neuroforce One, which everybody talks about in terms of the functional training.
Yeah, when I had Henry and Captain Eric on my podcast, I got a chance to talk to those guys, and they're doing some next level stuff. I mean, it's so scientifically advanced. Beautiful combination there by Rose. Landed a low kick of her own and a couple good punches.
Whaley is constantly moving, man, side to side, never giving Rose a stationary target. So every time Rose lands, it takes such a great setup to get to Whaley.
Nunez mindful of her range. 20-19 on the significant strike front for Zhang Weili.
Very good first round for Zhang Weili.
Yes.
Mixed up the takedown. Good combination by Weili.
And we saw this in the MJ Check fight whenever I thought Zhang Weili truly arrived. When it got tough, she was able to dig deep. Oh, look at that right hand there. Right on the chin, but Rose just ate it.
See some of the damage on the inside of that leg of Nunez. She has been switching up the footwork here. Under 3 minutes to go, round 2.
And when I watch the fight, I wonder how big a part the takedowns are going to be for Zhang Weili. Or was that one in the first round just one to show that they may come?
That was a very hard low kick. And the leg, left leg of Rose stumbled a little bit afterwards.
But she's kicking in the thigh, though, Joe. She's not throwing it low at the calf. To land as many as she has, as we've seen on many occasions tonight, you land those low. Rose would already be very, very limited in her movement.
Yeah, but the power that Whaley has, I think even hitting the thigh, it's compromising that leg.
Sean Whaley talked a lot about leg kicks and a lot about wrestling, and right back to it. Yep.
Leg kicks changed the game.
Another nice outside leg kick.
Yeah, that leg is going to become a problem if this keeps happening. Because it clearly is part of the strategy that they've devised to slow down the movement. Oh!
Big left hand stumbles on the Nunez. Sean Whaley measured.
And again with that low kick, I mean, she's just...
Oh, it's like Rose is in trouble.
She caught the leg of Rose Namajunas. Rose went to that front high kick that she did.
Good up kick by Rose.
And that is one thing that we have seen Rose really improve in, was her wrestling defense. So for Zhang Weili to get 2 takedowns in 2 rounds,
you can listen to a lot of that today, bud. Nobody wants to link. Just watch the damn fight, bro. Pay your money.
Well, I think Zhang Weili
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
She
hits
so hard, but physically strong in the clinch. And then working with Henry, then again, attacks that leg once again. Working with Henry on her wrestling.
Nunez has landed a couple of big
Thanks,
right
brother.
hands
Appreciate it. How you doing,
in
man?
this round. A little understated, but
Rose is making these Zhang Weili is making these big movements to try to get this fight to the ground.
Well, she tried an inside trip, but she's going to the wrong side, Joe. She's going to the under it. She gets taken down by Rose. Beautiful job by the champion.
And moving in the mount.
Doug Rose got rocked.
Sliding up in the mount here.
Now all of a sudden she's on mount. What a fight.
Huge for Rose Namajunas to get this takedown at the end of the round. And it looks like she's going to end the round on top.
Chandler did go out like a warrior, dude. That was insane fight. Insane.
20 seconds of breathing.
He was just a zombie at the end, though.
Takes the water slap. Ready. Right at the chest.
This fight's actually going well. I thought Doug Rose was going to knock her out again.
Spot. Shoot your shots out of net. Go.
They're going to the third round right now. Rose is, I think, down 2 rounds.
She doesn't want to move.
Dude, this card and the next one, too.
Just push forward.
December 11th show? Insane.
Be careful.
UFC 269 is December 11th, and we will close out the year in style. Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier for the lightweight title. Amanda Nunez draws Juliana Pena in defense of her bantamweight crown. And that's not all. Leon Edwards and Jorge Masvidal on the mark here as well. UFC 269 Saturday, December 11th, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, available for purchase only on ESPN+. All right, third round of a possible 5 to decide the UFC Strawweight Championship.
Colby Covington.
Weili's a little more grounded in her stance this time. She's not moving nearly as much as she was in round 1 and 2.
I got Canelo all the way. That's going on right now, isn't it? What's that tomorrow?
Rose is trying to lead her, trying to bait her into attacking first so she can counter her.
Did the fight start already?
Body kick lands. The rest of the combination did not for Zhang Weili.
And that's those reactions, right, John? Because she wants to counter. When she thinks Rose is coming, she just starts to let everything fly. Rose needs to wait for that to end. Now return, like we saw earlier with Ian Garrett.
Yeah. Namajunas heating. Trevor Whitman's advice, not forcing anything.
Halfway through, maybe.
Zhang Weili's ability to
read
close
it.
distance is not
6 rounds.
the best. She doesn't blitz
Alvarez
across
is
and close
winning.
a lot of
I think
space.
Canelo's got it.
And since Rose has this height and reach
She's a legend.
advantage, she's
Lost
having a
Mayweather,
harder
came
time
back.
reaching
Up deep.
if Rose follows that strategy. But when she charges in, then Zhang Weili's able to land very powerful shots as she comes in, like right there. That's what she's looking for. If you get inside her kitchen, she's throwing bombs at you. If you can stay on the outside like that, Rose is doing a really good job of measuring distance. Like right
This
there.
fight here
Very
is
nicely
now
done.
1
Slides
mistake.
right back out. She can do that, and I think that's probably her
Watch that
best
one later.
path to victory. Nice right hand over the top.
It's a good year for the fight game. It really is.
Oh, that was solid. Solid low kick. Oh, nice kick to the
Body
body.
kick.
And that is because Rose is close to it.
I mean, man, I would show the fight, but I don't really
Every time they
have any
load
other
up,
way
they
to show
load
it.
this real big. It's a matter of who's going to throw something extra in these exchanges.
There you
As
go.
you would expect, third round, the action.
I louder it up for you to listen to.
Zhang has gotten away from the takedown a little bit of late. Trying to catch Namajunas with the right hand on the way in.
Rose mixing it up there, get a little aggressive, and perhaps look like she's looking for a takedown.
Massive hit from Nunez. Zhang able to eat it.
All right, Rose won this round. She got knocked down. Absolutely, dude.
That was a great combination.
Like I said, I don't have any software to stream my desktop and this at the same time.
90 seconds to go in the round.
Had some dudes earlier get so mad about it.
Just a slip.
It's not my problem.
It's like I don't understand what's happening in the octagon tonight. Everybody's slipping in. It's happening in these actions where it looks like knockdowns.
A thudding leg kick for the former champ.
If you
Left leg looks terrible. It's starting
DM me on Instagram, I'll send you a link. Don't do that. Lazy Luke. Same thing as my Facebook.
And, oh my goodness.
That hook right there.
She hurt him with that left leg. She hurt her. And she landed that right low kick before that.
DM on Instagram, I'll send you a link.
Yep. And that left hook was beautiful.
For where you can find the link. I don't have the link.
Weather starting to shake off. You can see it. Oh, beautiful level change by Zhang. Nice job by Zhang Weili. Knowing exactly when to go chase the takedown. Now she has the back.
Oh no.
She's trying to put that near leg in because she doesn't mind rolling to her back. But Rose is doing a great job of hand fighting.
Rose is trying to spin around and come out on top. Looks like she can't. Zhang Weili. Tremendous tackling by Zhang Weili into the mount. Amazing.
Beautiful transition for Zhang Weili at the end of round 3.
Amazing. That was a huge moment right there. Breathe. Breathe. For the next 15 seconds, breathe. Quick punches, like as if you're shadow boxing in midair. The throwaway punches she's looking at. Save the kicks for when you know the kicks are gonna connect. Trevor. Hey. There's a beautiful right hand over the top by Rose. And there's those shoulder strikes. 2 in a row. Boom. Beautiful shot there by Zhang Weili. Captures that right leg. And here's the end of the round. Wound up in mount. Lands a nice elbow from the top position. Couple good punches.
Round 4 is brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit manscaped.com now. Championship rounds are upon us.
Very interesting fight so far. And a very close fight.
Very close. I think that last takedown and getting to the mount might have won the round for Zhang Weili. Maybe looking at 2-1 Weili going to the round 4.
Yeah, it seems like that was the biggest moment of the round, even though it didn't last very long because it was at the end. She is just lighting that leg.
Yeah. I mean, she scored a takedown, but she scored a knockdown, but she just got choked out last round.
And that one was acknowledged by Zhang Weili, who has some serious swelling on that left side of her face.
Goodness, they're getting after it. Rose just refused to stay on her back.
She just started bicycle kicking to make sure that Zhang could not come into the guard.
Oh, she's connecting with that right hand, that long right hand, taking advantage of that reach, the reach difference.
We'll have Zhang Weili take a little respite here. Coming up on 3.5 to go, round 4.
Again, that little kick. It's amazing. Oh, wow, look at this scramble. She gets Rose's back.
Oh, man, that was beautiful by Weili. You saw what she did. She stepped on her heel to pull her back into her lap. And now she's trying to chase that near hook. But Rose is doing a good job of hiding it, closing the door, not allowing it to slide in. But last time, when they got into the same scramble situation, Whaley ended up in the mouth. So Rose has got to be very careful with the way she approaches this defensively.
Whaley is trying to slide that right hook in it. She's got one. She's got one hook in the back.
You gotta get rear naked choke.
Rose is going to try to explode and turn it on top, but Whaley's doing a good job of utilizing those butterflies.
She's got that
Controlling those
too,
legs. Yep.
She's keeping that wrist across. But now she's on the bad angle.
Rose is up top. Yep.
Now Rose is a full guard. On top. She needs to turn around though, because she's losing. Definitely losing by points.
Back and forth we go. 5 takedowns for Zhang Weili could loom large.
Nice job by Rose stepping over to the half guard.
Zhang is in a deep half.
Deep half.
Yep.
Nice. Look at this. Rose scrambles. What a scramble. Oh my goodness. Good job by Rose staying on top.
Great grappling by both of these women.
Rose is losing though.
What a close fight, man. This is crazy.
Well, and it's kind of why you feel like the promotion put this back together. Right?
Yes, absolutely. And honestly, Zhang Weili is too comfortable laying on her back here. She should be trying to get back to her feet because Rose Namajunas is putting money in the bank here. Punching, keeping top control, and winning the round.
Plenty of time to go, though, here.
Yes.
Those just significant strike numbers.
This one was too
shows
close.
you how evenly matched these two women have been.
I wouldn't have bet money on this fight either.
Wild
Can't
attempt
do
to
where I'm at in New
control,
York.
but John did
Sucks,
a
bro.
great job of getting the guard again.
Try to tell my dad to bet when I can.
Oh.
Rose is really committing to trying to get the ground and pound off.
But honestly, she hasn't landed much while in the top position. She's been able to maintain the position, but only landed a couple of strikes.
What do you mean? Could have won.
30 seconds in the round.
Oh, to the fight? I thought about it.
Whaley's done an amazing job.
I'm way north of New York City, but
She's really minimized any damage.
I thought about
she's
it.
Still on her
Yeah,
back.
you're right. You're right.
Not doing anything offensively. So Rose maintains an advantage. We could be looking at an even fight here, kids.
2-2. I think it's 2-2 going into the fifth.
Oh.
ooh.
20 minutes in the can.
Commentators saying it's even. All the tweets and stuff are saying it's not, so we'll see.
Give me a mouthpiece. Give me a mouthpiece. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. It's 5 minutes left. Everything you've been training to do, everything that we've been working on, is quick towels and short movements. 5 minutes. She's got to come to you with really big shots. When she's on the ground with you, she's just holding. You slowly move and you take little shots from her. Trevor, hey. Are you fucking having fun? Best in the world. Go out there and take it. She's breaking. It's 5 minutes. Go out there and enjoy this moment. You are the best in the world. This is what we talked about. Break your spirit. Look, for the next 5 minutes, you stay a professional. For the next 5 minutes, 5 minutes, you be a professional.
The corner is so
What a
light.
joy to watch Chico Camus, Pat Barry, and Trevor Whitman work that corner. 5th and final round. They are on their feet at Madison Square Garden. These 5 minutes will determine who walks out of this famed arena as the undisputed UFC strawweight champion. Dean Thomas, I don't need your scorecard. What do you have, young man?
Well, going into this last round, I got it even, but I think Weili Zhang needs to stop all the movement and start going forward, because up until this point, she's been fighting as if she didn't want to get knocked out again. But she needs to plant her feet and start going forward if she wants to win this fight, because we know Rose is going to turn it on and try to win this fight.
Rose forgot to put her mouthpiece in.
It was an animated corner. Everybody was very excited. And they forgot to give her a mouth guard, the most important tool you have. And you're right, Dean, this is exactly what Weili needs to do. It needs to look more like the J-Tech fight as the fight went longer. Because right now she's evading so much, and Rose is doing a great job of controlling the center. And even before she got her down in round 4, Rose was the one that landed the more significant strikes.
Come on, Rose.
Let's go, Rose. Takedown for Thug Rose, a minute into round 5.
UFC loves Rose. That's for sure.
That's a massive takedown by Rose Namajunas.
Her second on as many attempts in the fight.
Gigantic moment. Moving from half guard.
And if you follow the pace of the fight, the flow of the fight, you know that when they've been here, Zhang Weili has not been able to get back up.
But Zhang Weili does have a knee separating the two of them here. She's framing her off with that right knee. Oh, big shots by Thug Rose. Trying to step over back to butterfly guard here. But she's working to try to get to a dominant position. She's trying to step over once again now in half guard. And she did a good job by Zhang Weili getting right back to full guard.
But Zhang Weili can't lay here.
No.
She's got to get back to her feet somehow. Rose Namajunas wins the fight if she keeps her here for the next 3 minutes.
The thing about this division is there's not really another compelling fight. These two
Come on,
fight
Rose.
each other 10 times.
Yes.
And you see the pendulum is now swung. Namajunas 2-1 favorite on the live number.
Yep. There are some girls in this division. Marina Rodriguez.
Yes.
Who just beat Mackenzie Dern. If she's in a stand-up fight with anyone. And then what she showed against Mackenzie.
Man, these shows run late.
She is an absolute problem.
Oh, big punch by Rose. Just ground and pound right now, Rose.
Fighting a championship type of 5th round. Right now, by getting this takedown, improving positions, and landing the ground and pound she needs to win the fight.
And if this continues on the ground, perhaps round 2 will be the swing round if memory serves.
Beautiful job of turning the corner, landing that right hand, almost getting to side control, ducking away from all these. You got to be careful of the triangle. I mean, Zhang Weili is a determined woman. She wants that title back. If Rose makes a mistake here, gets caught.
Big USA champ.
5 minutes of ground control time for Rose Namajunas, staying busy enough for Mark Goddard's liking.
And just recognizing
Damn,
she
doing
has such an
dance.
advantage when she's in top position that if she
It is
can
what it
get
is.
there early in the round, she can take a lot of
Not
time.
a
off the
stash
clock, and
like
she has
this,
done
though.
exactly that.
And I'm not an MMA fighter, that's for sure.
Doing these scrambles.
Rugby,
Namajunas
yeah.
is
MMA,
getting
hell
her
no.
arms in these positions where Weili is looking to isolate one of those shoulders.
You know, see how Zhang just tried to do the same thing Rose did to get back to her feet?
Commentators saying Rose is ahead
Addressed the feet
in the
right
fight,
away.
so we'll see.
And she ended up falling back into the full guard. Whereas every time Weili
She's
was
controlling the ground
nervous
position.
about Rose's legs, that she would kind of fade away and Rose would get back up. And now we're less than a minute left in the fight. And Rose has been on top for 3.5
I'm ready for the
minutes.
main event already. 5th round.
Weili has done a very good job of retaining
40
guard.
seconds left. Rose has been on top for a
Amazing
couple
job
minutes
of
already.
keeping Rose from getting to a dominant position. But still, nice right hand over the top by Rose. Look at this.
But now Weili needs to get up. But when you get knocked out by somebody, she's going to take the chance.
Beautiful shot.
She has been afraid to take the chance, and that's why she never did just a basic jiu-jitsu stand-up, where you hip ice, push your hand on the mat, and get back to your feet.
5th round for the champion.
Yeah, Rose dominated the last round.
They are on their feet at the Mecca. 78 seconds for the first fight, 25 minutes for the rematch. As Rose Namajunas and Zhang Weili go the distance.
What the distance? Oh, this main event's gonna be nuts. For sure.
This UFC strawweight title has continued to change hands. We speak so much about the depth of this division. And we'll see if this is the final meeting
Without
between
a
these two
doubt.
athletes, seemingly evenly matched.
Surprised Canelo didn't knock out Plant. I mean,
On a
Plant was undefeated,
championship
but
medal from Thug Rose down the stretch.
You know, right here you saw Weili start with beautiful outside leg kicks. Rose is still pressing, trying to land her combination. Another outside leg kick by Weili. Rose landing the combination.
nah, final round, brother. 5th round.
We get into round 2, which, as John said, very close round. Exchanges strikes. Weili gets a takedown early, but towards the end of the round, Rose fought very good. Round 3, Rose landed a right hand. Weili with the outside leg kick, beautiful left hook that hurt Rose. Got to her takedown, was able to control Rose in the scramble, ended up in the mount. Round 4, you got Rose Namajunas taking the right hand early, but then landing right hand after right hand on Zhang Weili. And in round 5, all Rose Namajunas, beautiful slick outside step, fall into the double leg, spent the rest of the round on top. Championship, hard championship medal shown by Rose Namajunas in round 5, landing ground and pound on Zhang Weili. Great accounting of themselves by both women.
Canelo won.
But the champion really did show what you want to see in round 5, John.
All right, we await the judges' scorecards. It looks as though they have now been tallied, and they will corral the athletes. The official decision is brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Guaranteed Rate can save you money on your monthly mortgage payment. Visit rate.com to get started. Here's Bruce Buffer with the official
I'm
decision.
gonna go back and watch that fight later.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5
Plant
rounds,
lost.
we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Michael Bell scores the contest, 48-47. Weili. Doug Crosby scores it, 48-47. Namajunas. And Eric Cohen scores the contest,
Later, brother.
49-46 for the winner by split decision.
Thanks for the support. Appreciate it.
And still the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Thug Rose Namajunas.
All right, I'm here with the winner, and still, Thug Rose.
And still.
This was a different
Wow.
fight.
Split decision.
Oh yeah, it was different.
It was tough. It was grueling, but you figured out a way to dominate, particularly on the ground. When the scorecards were raised and you realized it was a split decision, were you worried at all?
I was pretty confident in the end that I won it. The first couple rounds was a little close and wasn't sure what was going on, but I was just present in the moment, so I wasn't even too worried about the result. Just doing my best.
Having knocked her out in the first round of the first fight, what was the feeling coming in here to the second fight? Were you worried about being overconfident that you could do that again? Did you prepare for a grueling war?
I had a feeling it was going to be a way tougher fight. And she improved a lot, so I give her some props. And I know what I got to work on now.
What are your thoughts now about defending your title and moving forward?
My thoughts are I want to build Earthship academies, man. So yeah, but I'm pretty healthy as of right now, so I could probably get back in there. We'll see.
Well, congratulations, amazing fight, and still, ladies and gentlemen, Rose Namajunas. All right, I'm here with Zhang Weili, an incredible fight, and again a very different fight from the first one. What did you think at the end of the fight? Did you think you had done enough to get the victory?
觉得你在最后的这个时候，你觉得你已经做了足够的东西，然后来获得胜利了吗？
我真的已经拿出自己的力量了，然后但是Rose 他做的非常棒。在这儿呢，我恭喜 Rose。我非常非常开心，然后可以来到纽约Madison Garden，然后来这儿比赛，我非常感恩有这次机会。
So I think I already did all my 100%. I want to congratulate Rose for this winning, but I'm just so grateful to able to show my talents and my skill in Madison Square Garden.
Well, it was an excellent fight, and I'm sure we'll see you again and better than ever. Thank you very much for an amazing fight.
非常好的一场比赛，希望能很快的能再会见到你回到八角笼里。
我很开心，很多中国的粉丝专门来这儿看我比赛，谢谢他们，然后也感谢现场所有观看这场比赛的观众朋友们。
So I'm just so happy that there are so many Chinese fans come over to support me. I'm just so grateful, so thankful for all you guys coming here to support me.
Thank you for an excellent fight.
我本来这次，因为我上次我倒下了，然后我特别想这次通过自己的努力站起来，然后想让大家知道，当人遇到困难的时候，我们去真正的面对它，然后去让自己重新振作起来。但是我这次非常遗憾。没有重新拿回腰带，但是我还是会继续努力。困难永远都打不到我们。
So I want everyone see me fall. I want everyone see me stand up. I want to be inspiration for everyone who have fought and who are in adversity and just to overcome those adversities. I'm sorry you didn't see me win this time, but I will never give up.
John Wheatley, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Those post-fight interviews brought to you by EA Sports UFC 4. EA Sports UFC 4 is on sale for a limited time on Xbox and PlayStation. Get the Prime Icons update with exclusive content until November 30th. So she knocks out Joanna Jędrzejczyk in 3 minutes. Needed to see it again. Beats her over 25 minutes in the rematch. 78 seconds for the first fight with Zhang Weili. Then beats her in 25 minutes. She's 4-0 in rematches. She's going to the Hall of Fame, and maybe at some point in that Shevchenko-Nunez conversation, we'll start to mention the name Thug Rose.
Yeah, absolutely. And she started to kind of feel with Joanna Jędrzejczyk for greatest strawweight champion we ever had. Now, 48-47 across the board was what I thought it should have been scored. Very close competitive fight. Both women should be very proud of what they did tonight. It came down to round 5, and Rose got it done.
All right, the time has come for our next champion and challenger to settle their rivalry. Will it be once and for all? Well, Kamal Usman is looking for finality. There is visual evidence suggesting he is a totally different package than the one his opponent encountered 2 years ago. Tonight, the Nigerian Nightmare reaches for yet more rarefied air against the man who has given him his toughest title defense to date, the #1 contender, Colby Covington. He also figures to present a better version tonight. And if he can break through and end Usman's reign, could you imagine the chaos that will ensue? The following message is brought to you by DAV, Disabled American Veterans, keeping our promise to America's veterans.
DAV turned 100 in 2020. We're a charity to help disabled veterans.
It's another mission we drive to help our fellow comrades.
I could not be more proud of the UFC's partnership with DAV to help veterans get all the care and the benefits they should have.
What a night, what a moment for all of these great professional athletes to compete on a card of this magnitude in New York City. And with that, we have arrived at the main event for UFC 268, Guzman versus Covington 2, brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. These fight odds are brought to you by DraftKings. Play free in UFC pools for $10,000. Use code UFC when you sign up. DraftKings, you can bet on it. So you see the closing odds for the first meeting at UFC 245. Usman about a 2-1 favorite. More pronounced tonight. Usman will close north of -300. Well, every great champion needs a rival, and for Kamal Usman, that man has been Colby Covington tonight. As Covington vows to even the score, Usman insists we'll get closure and eliminate any need for a rubber match.
I saw a quote in my coach's gym the other day. The quote was, "The only time you should ever look backwards is to see how far you've come." I've manifested so much in my
Final
career.
fight, baby.
From the world-famous Las Vegas Strip here in the great state of Nevada, we welcome you live to the Fox Sports 1 Ultimate Fighter finale, American Top Team versus the Blackzilians. The Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman, tonight with high stakes. He makes his UFC debut.
I wanted to be the Ultimate Fighter champion.
Hassan's struggling to breathe. I can hear it here from the desk. That's it.
Kamaru Usman.
I manifested that.
Kamaru Usman shows the massive potential he possesses.
I knew that there was another level that I could get to.
Oh, huge right hands for Usman.
Every time I go in, I dominate my opponents from start to finish.
This dude is terrifying. He's got a terrifying work ethic. He has spectacular wrestling. He's got power in his punches and his kicks. And he's got a champion's mentality.
I'm the most dominant.
Final fight, baby. Final fight.
The most well-rounded welterweight on the planet. I wanted to be a UFC champion.
Oh! Usman's on another level.
And I manifested that.
That's it. We got a new champ, folks.
Hey, you suck, Guzman! You suck, bitch! Keep crying! Still less than 2 years into his UFC career, here is the 8-1 Colby Covington. And when you talk to the guys at American Top Team, they really feel like they might have something special here.
I think I noticed him probably his 5th fight in the UFC.
Oh, nice breakfast!
We were kind of going across paths.
He's going to get the tap here. And there it is. Colby Covington. Watch out, welterweight division coming.
This is inevitable. He would have to be locked in there with me.
Covington, just relentless. I'm the home crowd king of this division. Dana, I'm size 32 waist. Get that belt ready to me.
I don't believe I'm the best in the world. I know I'm the best in the world.
Oh, my goodness.
Bit of a bloody battering here in Sao Paulo.
At the end of the day, these guys are going to respect me when I keep embarrassing the whole division.
Then he started kind of doing the personality and things like that. He would say a couple comments about me online.
We live 20 miles apart and we have mutual friends. If it's beef, we can do it.
You ain't ready for prime time yet, son? He's just a jealous little scrub, you know? He wishes he was making the paychecks I was making.
But you're a loser. No one gives a shit about you.
Everybody came to see me, so shut your mouth and listen to the champ.
Colby Covington's problem with me is just jealousy. I'm a prime example of what he wished he could do.
This is a amazing match.
I want to that guy up so bad.
Oh, good right hand by Usman.
Oh, big left for Covington.
Oh, they're getting after it.
Furious pace early.
He hurt him. Oh, he hurt him.
Oh!
Colby may have broken his jaw.
But Colby Covington has no quit in him, man. This dude is going forward, still trying to fight.
Neither man wanting to be denied tonight.
We might be 2-2 going into the 5th round. This is a close fight.
Both guys throwing everything on here.
Come on, man. Let's get them out of here already.
There's a knockdown for Kamaru Usman. Covington in a world of trouble here. That is it. And still, Kamaru Usman finishes Colby Covington. That has got to feel good. One of the greatest title fights you will see. And this is a rivalry that likely is not going to end tonight.
It was my worst performance, and it was his best performance, and that's what happened. We were evenly matched, and I was on my worst night, his best night. This version is going to be completely different. That's why it's
Colby. Excuses.
2.0. November 6th, I'm getting what's mine. I'm getting revenge.
There's just some athletes that are just going to have to live with knowing in the time where you existed, someone else existed that was better than you.
Kamaru Usman, greatest welterweight in the world, if not the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
And I think it might eat at him for the rest of his life.
You got the worst decision in the history of the sport.
No, Marty Fake Newsman.
Fake. Wait till I see you next time. Wait till I see you next time, Marty Fake Newsman. You're dead. You're dead.
Love him or loathe him, there is no denying that the #1 welterweight contender, Colby Covington, is one of the very best fighters in the sport.
What a song to come out to.
UFC appearance, a win over Tyron Woodley, set up the second championship opportunity.
effort is going to produce an undisputed world title.
Well, what's interesting is the first fight was 2 years ago. He's only fought once since then, but been constantly in training, constantly trying to improve his skills. There's no taking time off and getting fat,
the villain.
rested. There's none of that. All he's been doing is honing his skills and building on his weaknesses. And we saw a dominant force against Tyron Woodley, just completely controlled and obliterated Tyron Woodley in a very heated rivalry. Colby Covington is a scary man. His gas tank is second to none. If there's any difference between the two of them, it's the power of Guzman.
Tonight's Prep Point is brought to you by Modelo Brew. For those with a fighting spirit, Daniel Colby Covington hit the inspection zone here. And Joe talked earlier about the cardio. He knew he had a third lung when he was 8 years old.
Absolutely. You know, he uses that as one of his greatest weapons. But Paul was able to match it because he didn't use the wrestling. He feels like if he uses wrestling, if he's more of a well-rounded mixed martial artist that keeps his hands up, he feels he can get the job done. This guy doesn't lack confidence. But again, the confidence comes from the hard work, from the ability that Colby Chaos Covington has. He's a tremendous fighter. And for all
front row in the cage.
they all respect him.
Acting a fool.
His ability as a super high-level fighter.
The pace the guy puts on is really incredibly impressive.
Acting a fool.
I'm very, very curious to see how this turns out.
Serious one out here.
The emotions are riding very, very high.
I think for most everyone in this building,
Face the vote.
Covington, but some cheers were heard. He got a big pop at the weigh-in, mix of cheers and boos as we now await the consensus best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today.
The best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Questionable music it comes out to, but hey. I get some hype. He smells a legend, bro. Yep.
He is Nigerian,
One vote for
and he
Guzman,
has
of
been an
course.
absolute nightmare for all opposition. How about 14-0 in the
Would be
UFC?
dumb not to think he's gonna win.
2010.
I mean, if you want to make some money, though, I would put on Colby just if it does happen.
UFC debut looked like a real problem then. Broke through,
Make a
became
good
the
penny.
undisputed champ in 2019, and now a few years later, he's even better than that dude.
He's an absolute star. And this wasn't the case before. There was some indifference, but now Carlos Ron has reached a level that he's always wanted. I saw him with Steve Harvey buying his mama house. The guy is starting to reap the benefits of winning. And he has tremendous skill. His striking now matches the wrestling. Trevor Whitman, the mad scientist, has put so much work into Kamaru Usman striking that he is knocking people out. He has no intention to ever stop doing that. Man, Usman respects Covington.
So it's taking his time, man.
But he respects the skill.
It's almost 1 a.m., brother.
He is very well prepared to come out here and defend the welterweight championship another time. Joe, he's already broke the records of George St. Pierre's wins to start a career. He's now starting to toy with Anderson Silva's record for 16 in a row to start a UFC career. This guy's really starting to become one of the legends.
He's in a position right now where if he defends his title, he's in a position where he's clearly the best welterweight alive, maybe the best pound-for-pound fighter, and the argument of the best welterweight of all time starts to happen. If he wins tonight, there's fights on the horizon. There's exciting fights still in this division. But man, you're looking at a legend right there.
There are several guys, Leon Edwards and the rest, who can already lay claim to being
He's running by a ton of war, baby. Damn, hype.
But given what this guy has put forth,
It would seemingly take a Herculean effort from any of these contenders to knock him off the perch. Most people believe Covington is the guy who has the best chance to do that, and he gets his second crack tonight. But what Usman has done in defending this belt 4 times, in knocking George St. Pierre at least one time in the record books in terms of the longest welterweight winning streak in UFC history, those records felt like they would withstand the test of time, and they have not. And tonight he goes for 15-0 in the UFC for 19 consecutive wins. It's incredible. I think legend is a word that we now need to start painting.
Yeah, he's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, that's for sure. And, you know, you kind of saw that when he was coming up.
His dad's in the back, fucking
One of
jamming.
the most avoided guys I've ever seen. No one even said his name. They were, that was like Candyman. They were terrified to say his name. Right. Everybody was calling everybody out. No one was saying Kamaru Usman, but he just kept dominating until he got in there with Tyron Woodley, and then people realized, oh, this is why he's the best.
I remember walking out of the arena for his debut in 2015. Brian Stam looked at me deadpan. He's going to be a UFC champion, and it did not take him long to get there.
But this fight, the first fight, was as close as it gets leading into the 5th round. It was split between the judges. But going into that 5th round, he did what a champion does, and he closed the show. The question now becomes, has Colby Covington improved enough to close that gap and continue that incredibly close fight where it was in that 4th round?
Guzman,
it was so close.
Guzman said the last time he didn't go into a fight expecting a war, it was his second pro fight in 2013. He was submitted by Jose Caceres. He has reeled off 18 in a row since. Martel the Team is brought to you by Pedal Commander, the world's most advanced throttle response controller. Are you living life full throttle? Find out more at pedalcommander.com. Kamaru Usman 34, Colby Covington will be 34 in February. Usman's got an inch in height. Both fighters coming in below the 170-pound championship limit. Kamaru Usman will try to maximize what is a 4-inch advantage in reach. All right, now for a second set of championship intros, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Derek Cleary, Sal Diamato, and Dave Torelli. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata. This championship bout is presented in partnership with DAV, Disabled American Veterans. Thank you for supporting America's veterans. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out world's most famous arena, the Mecca, Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York. It's time! 5 round for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 16 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, presenting the #1 ranked welterweight contender in the world, the challenger, Colby Covington. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 19 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 169 pounds, fighting out of Denver, Colorado, by way of Ochi, Nigeria, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare.
In his face.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to be my commands the whole time. I want you to take yourselves the whole time. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. If not, go back to your corner. Good luck.
The wait ends here for the UFC welterweight championship fight. A rematch nearly 2 years in the making. Kamaru Usman vying to successfully defend his belt for a 5th time against the challenger Colby Covington. Covington in white, Usman is in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
Already you see Covington a little more cautious, not just rushing into Usman right as the fight starts.
Early land for Usman.
I think that is where Usman has made big changes. His jab is so effective. He dropped Gilbert Burns to retain his title with the jab.
There you go.
To finish.
The right hand that he landed on Jorge Masvidal, that changed a lot of people's opinions. Because Masvidal is a very skillful striker. And to see
Too low, too far. Appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Covington felt like at times in that first meeting with Usman, he was fighting emotionally. His hands were down. He has vowed to have a high, tight guard and maybe get back to the wrestling. We'll see.
I think the wrestling is, if anything's going to drain the gas tank quicker than the first fight, that's probably going to be it. Another factor could be, there it goes.
Usman trying to make Covington pay for the first attempt.
Got to hold the neck. Look at this.
And honestly, even that, right? Guzman with a great takedown defense, but even that for Colby Covington is a win because it introduces wrestling to the story of the fight.
Here we go. Damn.
Guzman with the pressure. That power advantage that Guzman has is huge. The fact that he can knock you dead with one shot.
Guzman next to Colby. Colby's the boy.
It's just not. It's not the same. We have not seen that kind of one-punch power from Colby. Kamaru was very aware that he could shut the lights out.
And generally, you want to sprawl that takedown, Joe. Colby beat him to the leg so much that Kamaru had to actually do a chest wrap to roll him through. So that is a big victory for Covington. But great job by the champion, staying true to who he is.
Pretty good left-hand connection a moment ago by Covington, who did not attempt a single takedown in that first meeting. Already showing some wrestling early tonight.
And much more patience. And the champ Guzman is doing a good job of controlling the center, changing levels, and fighting on that beautiful jab that he has.
Dean Thomas, what do you got?
Watch for Colby to switch stances. You see how he's going orthodoxy? I think he wants access to that calf kick because he doesn't have a good calf kick from his southpaw stance. But every time he switches, watch for him to go for that calf kick.
Good read, Dean. Thank you. 3 minutes gone by. Guzman connects.
Colby connected there with the left hand.
Nice little left hand tight right there by Covington. He missed the right hook behind it. But that was the first time they came together. And if you remember fight number 1, Covington had a lot of success in those close ranges.
Oh, takedown.
Beautiful timing. Scramble. Colby gets up his back.
Both guys have already attempted more takedowns than they did in the first fight.
Colby's fighting super loose now.
Using that power to take Covington down.
50th career takedown for Usman. Covington already in that club.
I was able to talk to both of these guys in the build up to the fight. And Usman told me for as fun as the fight was, he was in there smiling, having a good time. He doesn't have many of those in his career, so he has to be smarter. And Covington, same sentiment. got to be more aware, more cautious in my approach, and you see it already.
These ones landed a lot.
That seems to be a power and also strength discrepancy. Covington now cut underneath his right eye.
It's that rare balance that Guzman possesses where he's got strength, but he also has cardio. I mean, he with tremendous pace, but still has that amazing ability to explode.
And that cut not getting any smaller. Covington landing just 23% of his offerings in this opening round.
Yeah, you good. Go sit down. Go sit down. Let's follow this strategy, okay? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe, breathe. Lift up your arm. Every time you touch him, you feel it. Breathe, breathe deep. Yeah, it's very deep. Yes.
Here we can see the cut.
Look,
it comes from a clash of heads right there.
Okay? Don't do that. You're going to follow the game plan.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You look fucking great. You see that? Here we go, baby. Round 2. Great round.
Well, in many respects, it's Trevor Whitman night, right? He's got 3 pupils, all of them stars. 2 of them have already won, and he is trying to complete the trifecta with Kamaru Usman.
All right, round 2. You ready? You ready? Let's go. Fight, gentlemen.
Don't do that.
The Covington corner was repeating that he has to stay to the plan. Don't stray. Continue to do what we trained.
Oh, good left hook by Kamaru.
No. End it already.
Usman just seems so much more comfortable with his power now.
Yeah, it's that jab, man. And when you develop it and you start to find that true confidence in it, he's willing to stand in there. And we also talked about this before. He knows he can take Colby's best shot, but Colby wasn't able to take his. So he's willing to go through one in order to get the Covington.
Yeah, I mean, he is just teeing off when Colby gets close. And these are big power shots. And this is not the kind of pace that's going to drain them.
No.
They're staying on the outside. And Colby has felt the sting of that power, so he's not willing to just wade right into the fire.
Not like he did last time.
Right. So every time he does close the distance, Kamaru's waiting with some bombs.
One thing that we talked about on the way over here, me and Dean Thomas, was Kamaru did a lot of body punching in the first fight, and that allowed him to really dig and wear Covington down. To this point, he's kind of been headhunted.
Good knee to the body by Covington. There's another one.
But it's making Covington so much more cautious.
Yes.
You don't see this style of Covington from other people when he's competing against other people.
He threw 541 strikes against Robbie Lawler.
Yes, exactly.
Forward motion.
Exactly.
And attempted so many takedowns.
Oh, see,
shots like that right there.
It's the punishing shots.
I don't know how to keep fighting.
There's just a big difference there.
Usman smirks after loading up on a right hand.
Covington landed a left hand in there, and Usman acknowledged it, but he also just threw a big shot right after it. Now here's the danger. Colby wants to throw an outside calf kick, but every time he goes conventional, Guzman almost smiles because he knows that he can line him up and get to him.
Here we go. Ooh.
Covington goes high, but Guzman once again raising that right guard.
Another thing to take into consideration is that Guzman's been more busy, more active, in those 2 years. He's had, look at this.
Somebody wants to take that so bad.
Guzman's got his shoulder, so he's not allowing Covington to get his hands locked. If you're Covington and you want to change that angle, you got to rush to the opposite side. Now he's got that shoulder clear. He's going to have to drop to a single leg. There it is. Now he's got the single. Now he's got to get Guzman moving. But Guzman's doing a real good job of making him pay for trying to get this takedown. Nice shoulder strikes there, closed by the champ.
Under 90 seconds to go in the round.
Front kick up the middle by the champ.
Man, he's fucking.
More kicks this time for Guzman. Covington's doing a much better job of being patient, but he's not finding nearly as much success as he did in the first fight.
He also looks a little hesitant in these exchanges. When he's throwing the punches, it looks like he's worried or anticipating getting fired back on. Very different than that first fight.
And when you fight a guy like Guzman who has such great takedown defense, a lot of those takedowns, well, nobody's taking him down yet, but if you're going to take him down, you got to catch him in the middle of an exchange. Whenever his hands are up, he's not prepared for you to change levels on him.
The whole Colby got knocked out. Oh, smacked him. He still gets up.
Colby's in deep trouble. Deep trouble.
Dropped twice.
Covington with a desperation
Got
shot.
that inside my eyes. He's holding on for dear life.
A huge close to round 2 for the champ.
Massive shots to the body there, too. Wow.
That's God.
He was worried about those exchanges. That's why you see him hesitating.
He was taking grown man punches to the ribs, just sitting there the last couple of minutes.
Colby, I don't want you to engage like that. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Try to recall everything.
Let's take a look at this here.
It's just a short left hook.
Beautiful left hook as Colby's throwing a big long one. And then another left hook right on the temple.
And that's the problem, right, Joe? As Guzman has really locked everything in, everything's much shorter. And he's better defensively. So Colby can't get to him as he did 2 years ago. And remember, that was the last time he was at Sanford. He's been in Colorado now with Trevor Whitman. The rest of his time, so you're seeing the massive jumps.
Covington, though, seemingly so present and so focused and so wanting this championship that he responded immediately
let's go, fight.
after both of those knockdowns, but we'll see the extent to which he has recovered after a huge, huge round for him.
You know, earlier we talked about the straight right hand of Guzman becoming the key punch, southpaw versus conventional. But when he throws that right hand, he can drop that left hook right after it. That same shot that hurt Covington in the last round. And that first fight was such a grueling affair. But honestly, Joe, as you know, fighters only have so many of those in their careers. And then you start to lose the ability to take the damage. We never saw Colby get hurt like that by Kamaru till round 5 in fight 1. We've seen him hurt twice now in the first 2.
Yeah, but I really think Kamaru's better now. I mean, I think the work with Trevor...
Oh, nice combination by Covington.
I think the work with Trevor Whitman has paid off. You see it in the way he's moving.
A deliberate feint of a shot, and then, beautiful land over the top.
Keeps changing that target for Covington too. He'll go to the leg, maybe touch the leg, then he'll come up with the right hand. He'll throw the jab.
It's just also at this pace, he can do this all night long.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not getting tired at all from this. And it allows him to have full power. Whenever these exchanges do take place, and he gets to crank one off on Colby, he's not diminished at all.
Covington's gonna have to take more chances, Joe. Even if I know the danger in this. I know the danger in taking chances, but you gotta do it if you want a chance. Especially if you intend to try to steal takedowns in there. Because this right here, it doesn't work against this new Kamaru Usman. He'll just pick you apart.
And he's surprised that Guzman wasn't a touch more aggressive at the beginning of this round, given the damage after the previous round, guys.
I think he wants to feel it out, find out. And I also think that he thinks that Colby's going to make those mistakes of winding up with like that, winding up with those big shots, and leave the big openings. And in those big openings, Kamaru's going to fire one straight down the middle. There's a shot. Again, good top control by Kamaru.
Guzman takes a lot of pride in that 100% takedown defense.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
So how hard he's fought me to be 14 fights into the UFC career. Never giving up the takedown is crazy.
Covington back to his feet, greeted with a left hand. About 2 minutes here to go in round 3.
Colby's wearing it on his face now.
But this is where I believe that if you're Covington, you got to make Guzman a little bit uncomfortable to make him start to load up. We saw it in the Masvidal fight before he knocked him out. It got a little hectic and he was loading up and he was throwing wild shots. But when he's composed, when he's going at his pace like this, he just sets you up. He's seeing everything and finding his opportunities to put this damage on Colby Covington.
Nice kick to the body there by the champ.
Covington has had some connections in this round, but they've been few and far between.
This has been his best round to this point, where he's gotten off the left hand a couple times, he's landed a couple jabs. He just hasn't been able to get the sustained success we saw the first time these two fought. And Guzman doesn't look tired at all. Doesn't look fatigued. Beautiful jab there by Covington.
There we go.
Jab straight right for Guzman.
If I was in Colby's corner, I would be really wanting to see some kicks to the legs.
Especially when he goes back conventional. Those outside kicks.
Couple shots from Covington. And now a right hand. Guzman rolls with it pretty well.
There it is. You see it? Yeah. There it is. You saw what happened there. It was in the exchange that he got the takedown. That was massive for Covington. That was massive for Covington. In the exchange, he got them all thick and striking, changed levels and got the takedown.
He's mad as hell. Yo, anybody into NFTs?
Still doesn't count as a takedown, though.
How's that not a takedown?
I knew that was coming.
I want to know. Tell me.
He's going to just have spots now. If you want to take away the spots, I need the
That was the takedown, Joe Rogan.
Fix it in the truck, kids.
Straight shots to the body. Every time he fucking kicks, I want you to either beat it or fire afterwards and blitz him. Okay? Keep working the jab. Everything you throw, the jab follows. Okay? Keep touching the body. This is what we do. This is what we do.
Early in the round, Covington tries to shoot. Guzman drops another one of these left hooks. Straight right hand. And then Covington with the blitz. Guzman lands one there. Covington again starting to put the pressure on Kamaru. Just blitzing in the face of Guzman.
Round 4 is brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit manscaped.com now. So, the two-time United States Olympian Daniel Cormier does not wield enough power to change with our statisticians.
I don't know how to count a takedown. I mean, It's impossible. I mean, that's a takedown, man.
So how is it possible that they're overriding you?
I don't know, Joe. They're better. They know wrestling better.
And they're saying he did not maintain enough control for it to count. DC, your thoughts?
When you're behind somebody, those two knees go to the mat. That's two.
That's two.
That's two.
That's two, kids.
Dean Thomas, what do you have, sir?
All I want to say is I think DC is right. That was a takedown. that was a takedown.
Oh my goodness. Picking up the pace here this fourth round. This is different.
Oh, nice jab there by Covington.
And how do you not admire the resolve of Colby Covington after what happened at the end of round 2 to get right back in this fight mentally?
And he smiled. But he is throwing everything into these punches, too.
That's one thing we've seen from Kamaru that we haven't seen much. He's kicking much more tonight than he usually does.
Oh, good jab.
But now the champion is more active, right? You always talk about Covington and his ability to push a pace. Right now he's fighting a smarter fight, but I believe that he needs to be a little more reckless, just cause chaos, as he did at the end of that round, which led to a takedown.
He's coming back.
And the Covington corner calling for him to follow it up and move forward.
But look at those big exchanges, right? It's a little more dirty, a little less technical.
Guzman lands over the top.
That's the thing about Guzman. He's gotten so much better at just staying composed in the face of the fire.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful body shot there by Guzman. Nice takedown attempt by Colby. Colby's corner is so worked up right now. I really don't know how he understands him. Does Colby speak Portuguese?
Probably enough.
That's a good question.
They're actually speaking English, Joe.
You have no problem doing that.
Under 2 minutes here to go, round 4.
This is a beautiful accent. Ooh, good left hand there by Colby.
Beautiful left hand.
Much more success on the feet from Covington now.
But they're like, the strikes are land one and then wait a bit. When in front. Oh! And Colby Covington is as tough as anybody in the world. So if he needs to go forward and pressure, he can. But you can see him trying to be more calculated in his approach.
Good kick to the body by Colby. That was huge.
Oh, nice shot by Covington.
And now a short left. Guzman returns fire.
Good shot to the challenger.
That's what I'm speaking about, though, when I talk about Guzman when he tries to load up. It's almost like his head goes down and he doesn't see his target anymore.
He's getting tense.
Yes, he gets tense. Exactly, Joe. Perfect word.
Oh, he stung him again. Colby stung him there. Oh, again.
Yeah. Colby's tried to lead elbow 3 or 4 times, and he's come up a little bit short. Guzman's got to start to control the engagements again as he did early in the fight.
I think those kicks to the body hurt him too.
Yep. Covington at one point was landing at just 23%, now 33%. He's really found that flow on the feet. Still just a one-strike discrepancy here as we count it down with the final 30 seconds of round 4.
Colby really making the champ work now. Oh, good shot. Oh!
Oh, my goodness. Wow. This is getting interesting, Logan. This has gotten interesting.
Wow. He found the last one. For 10 more seconds, you finish him. Breathe. Look. This one's the one. Breathe. I was very smart. The same way we trained. A year and a half for him. All right? He's very tight. I want you to do every time you don't throw and leave your body there. Engage.
Oh, that was an uppercut from Covington. That came up the middle. Covington recognized right away that it stung him.
And keep going.
Okay? You don't need to get in a fucking firefight. Stay sharp, but back him up. Don't let him back you up. I want you to meet with your head and elbows. Here we go.
Touch love, otherwise back up. Fifth and final round. You ready? Go. Final 5 minutes for the undisputed UFC welterweight title. And at least in some part, the 10th round that these men have competed against each other in mixed martial arts.
And for a rivalry of this magnitude, you want to see them fight over an extended period of time as they enter into round 10 between the two of them.
And if you're Covington, managing risk will be key. So 2 of the 3 judges that are scoring this fight did work that first meeting, and they had dissenting opinions. Derek Cleary had a 3-1 for Guzman. Sal Diamato had a 3-1 for Covington going into that 5th and final round. Eric Colon had a 2-2. He's not working tonight. So,
uppercut by Cole. That's the jab. Yeah, there's a jab of Guzman. Oh, right hand. Guzman tried to touch it. Oh, my goodness.
All right, it's getting crazy now. Guzman's wobbled.
Now he shoots.
Shoot, why you do that?
The uppercut of Colby Covington is giving tomorrow problems because it's coming behind that looping left hand. Both of these guys have landed big shots in round 5.
Covington leaking a lot of blood. Interesting decision to go for the takedown there.
I think he's just trying to tire Kamaru out. Just tax him, make him work.
Yep. It keeps it as an option. Guzman still behind that beautiful jab, man. Look at him looking down the target, popping that jab. So in those empty spaces, Guzman's throwing that jab.
Under 3 minutes now to decide this fight. Significant strike numbers have tightened up considerably.
Oh.
Covington masked in blood but undeterred.
Colby had some good success that last round with that left kick to the body. From the southpaw stance, it's open and available.
When Guzman throws that 1-2, he puts the jab on you, and before he pulls it back, he steps in range and then drops the right hand. And as you said, Joe, Colby was doing a good job with the body kick. He needs to go back up under the elbow, try to sneak it in the window there.
Guzman athletically back to his feet. Under 2 minutes now to go.
That's about 4 fights tonight. In those big exchanges, we've seen a fighter slip.
Covington has landed a lot of big shots in both of these fights, but hasn't really landed that seminal blow to put Guzman on the ropes.
Yeah, never had Guzman in the kind of trouble that Guzman's had him.
Covington supporters being heard from late in the fight.
Great job getting to the underhook by Guzman. Oh, Covington did a good job on the break on this side of the octagon. Now it's going to be a dash for the last minute, as this has been a very close round.
a fight.
Yeah.
Guzman back to work on the
Over.
jab. Round by round numbers, if you can digest them. That second round, of course, in all likelihood, a 10-8, given the two knockdowns.
Covington might run the fourth round.
Yeah, it has to be. Oh. It has to be at least a 10-8.
Yeah, with two knockdowns.
That was really close to being over.
There was a fight earlier in the night that they had a couple knockdowns and they didn't score the fight today. I don't know which one it was, but it's hard. A lot of times when it's a stand-up fight, judges are relatively tentatively giving 10-8 rounds. They don't score them as easily, which is crazy because you see a lot of 10-8 rounds when you see somebody get taken down and beaten up.
Right.
You don't have to look.
But that,
You can see perfectly.
that had to be a 10-8. I mean,
Yes.
he was really close to going out.
I agree.
You get a doctor.
Ooh, what if the doctor stoppage? We have another
I don't want you to make a bad decision. You know,
another DQ title change.
I can't tell you what to say, but Guzman, there's only 40 seconds left. Please, it was an accident, but you got to keep your fingers up going forward. Point them up or close them, okay?
Damn, his face is very swelling.
You sure? Everything's perfect? All right, bro. All right. Whoa. Are you ready? Fight. Let's go.
Final
Starts
seconds
him. Come on.
of another classic between Usman and Covington. Heavy kick late from the champ.
He threw that one with all of his power.
Looked like Covington caught him on the way in a little bit. Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington go 25 minutes.
I like that. Good job, gentlemen. Good job. Much respect. Go kiss later. Go back to the corner. Go ahead.
Well, you like to see it.
You got to break it up to love. But yeah, you got uncomfortable. See that?
As much as the heat has served to build this rivalry, nice to
It's
see
all
that
about
exchange.
making money and nothing but love.
Yep.
That's a rare moment where you get to see who the real Colby Covington is.
Yes.
He drops this sort of persona that he puts on. But let's take a look at some of the action here. This is a nice left hook by the champ. Boom! Left hand over the top. Now the second round
That
was
fight's
huge.
over. All right. Thanks for watching.
There's a
See
left
you next
hook that
review.
clipped
Correction
him.
worked out well.
Look at
Don't
this
forget
right
to
hand to
action
the
the
body.
channel.
Nasty right hand to the body by
Lots
the
of cool
champ.
people.
Good
Peace.
right hand by Colby. Colby's takedown attempt, and that's it right there.